Hello, Durud and Shalom. We'll be live. Hi, Monkey.
Hello, Durut, Shalom, and Hola.
And hola. Yes. Okay, guys, this is great. We're in a. Are we in a good mood today? We're in a
We're
good mood
very
today.
we're a very multilingual mood. You guys getting every aspect of what we got here. We're gonna get more too.
Yes. We're also happy because there's a lot of good news updates are coming from President Trump and actions against the Islamic Republic, and also more embarrassment by the IRGC. So, yeah, this is good. This is good development. But before, we already got two super chats at the beginning of the show. So let me just go through them. Carolyn, Texas. Thank you, Carolyn, saying first in the chat. Let's go. Yes, Carolyn, getting us started already. Thank you. And Joanne, thank you so much. Joanne, you keep coming to the Persian. Let me actually heart Carolyn's super chat. We thank you so much. And Joanne also supports us on the Persian side as well. Always coming to, before the English show, I have a show in Persian for our Iranian audience, as most of them are from inside Iran. And she's there and she's giving memberships and supporting us. Thank you so much, Joanne, saying, let me see the super chat saying, Armin, it's me gifting the random memberships on your Persian channel. I know, yes, I remember. Yes, I don't speak Persian, only some. I have learned watching your streams from Australia. I just want to help, if only a small amount. The memberships you get is not just help because you're supporting the channel. It also gives me the opportunity to tell the Iranians watching us from Iran that you are coming from the English side and supporting us, for them to see that we have, what, next time I'm going to mention that you're from Australia as well, to every time you do that, so that people know that we have worldwide support for what we're doing. So thank you so much, John. That's, I'm really grateful that you guys do that.
You gotta teach me how to heart the comments and all that. I need to learn the comment magics.
Okay, I will. Don't worry, I will do that. Okay. Yeah, I will. And now Texas Troop, look at this. Texas Troop always here thanking the people who giving us super chat. Texas, thank you so much. You're always, make people here feel so included and all.
She helps on my channel too.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that she did that. Okay, let's look. Let's see this. President Trump, basically. Let's just see what the question is and then what the answer is.
Mr. President, Tyler Pager with the New York Times. Last month, you said Iranian leaders were very rational people, nice people to deal with, strong people, smart people. Today, you said they were scum, sick people, and being led by sick people. What changed, and do you think
I got to know them. So I've said that about a lot. Now, when you say rational, I think they're much more rational than level 1, level 2. Level 1 is gone, level 2 is gone. This is level 3. I think they are more rational, but based on their actions over the last week or two, they're not doing a service to the people. And I think more than anything else is I got to know them. And I'm not sure I want to make a deal with them. We can play games, but I'm not sure I want to make a deal. Let's just finish the job. Yeah.
So I love this, I love this about President Trump, because he's willing to say, I had my views, and then I saw, I saw more, and now I got to know them more. Like, he doesn't hide the fact that, yeah, that was my impression based on that information. And the first people were cuckoo. The first layer of people were cuckoo, and I knew that they were cuckoo from the 1980s. I knew that. And then we thought that maybe the third layer could be more reasonable. They are more reasonable, but I got to know them, and I don't like them either. I appreciate how he comes and admits that. That's really good. Experience makes you wiser. And what I love even more is Rubio's reaction in the background. Look at this. Rubio's reaction in the background.
I didn't see it. Let's see.
Tyler Pager with
Okay, so Eli, look, it's epic. It's epic.
Mr. President, Tyler Pager with the New York Times. Last month, you said Iranian leaders were very rational people, nice people to deal with, strong people, smart people. Today, you said they were scum, sick people, and being led by sick people. What changed, and do you think
I got to know them. So I've said that about a lot. Now, when you say rational, I think they're much more rational than level 1, level.
You see that? What do you think?
I think he got to know him too. Like, yeah, that rings true.
Right. I love this. Rubio looks in a much better mood these days compared to how he was earlier. Like, but I think whenever
I think he loves the
Yeah.
boom booms.
yeah, he does. Look at this. So here's the difference. Rubio, when Trump said Iran's leaders are very rational people, nice to deal with, strong and smart, versus Rubio when Trump said Iran's leaders are scum, sick, and vicious people. Like these are. Look at this. This is before and
Look,
after.
hey, I think there's another thing that changed about when he was talking to them before, and when he was talking to them a month ago, and when he's talking to them now. When he was talking to them a month ago, he needed to resupply. When he's talking to them now, he has already resupplied. So I think that makes a difference.
That makes does
Like
make
they
a
had a month to get their shit together, they didn't. So hey, I'm resupplied. I don't have to put up with your bullshit, so I won't. I'll just send down the boom booms.
Yeah, I don't even, but we have to be careful regarding setting people's expectation. They could be going back to the negotiations is a possibility, going back to operations as high as the level as Operation Epic Fury, and even more is possible. But also one thing that people are not considering, something in between is also possible, something that is much more than the fiery ceasefire that we had so far, but also not to the level at Operation Epic Fury. It is also possible that we're going to see something in between. That's also an option.
Well, something in
Right.
between would be the blockade coming back, and that was spoken about. So that is another step up. This is a step up because I believe the number is around 90 strikes, 80, then 90, or is it altogether 90? I'm not sure how those numbers break down, but I know that there has been a large number of strikes. So just numerically, it's an escalation. If we're just going mathematically, this is much, much more than the fiery ceasefire. And if that also goes into a blockade, well, we're stepping it up. That's how I would put it.
True. Speaking of Rubio, let me actually see here. Speaking of Rubio, let's go over here because they asked about all of this from Rubio.
Well, yes, but the point is, if there's not much seizing in the firing, because we've
Well, you
seen
should
some
ask that of the
attacks.
Iranians. Don't ask me. We didn't fire. They fired on us. My point is, if you fire at a U.S. Navy ship, what are we supposed to do? Say, oh, there's a ceasefire. We're not going to shoot down your drone. That's a stupid question. That's a stupid position to take. Of course we fired back at them. They were shooting at us. That's what I would expect to do. Only stupid countries don't shoot back when you're shot at. And we're not a stupid country.
Do you?
Yeah, so this is old, but this is what his position is. This is why he's happy, because we're now responding, and we're responding big, and this is what that looks like. By the way,
I think this is where he
Yeah.
sees a little camaraderie with Israel when they shoot back when they're getting shot at. It's like you get shot, you shoot back.
exactly. Look at this here. This is recent.
That looks like a launcher, right? Like a mobile launcher.
Yeah, let's actually read that here. The United States struck 90 military targets in Iran overnight, CENTCOM announced. Among the hit targets are air defense systems. Oh, this was an air defense system. Maybe it could be. Coastal surveillance assets, missile and drone storage sites, naval facilities, and military logistic infrastructures along the Strait of Hormuz. A railway bridge on northern border with Turkmenistan was also destroyed. Yeah, we don't know if that was hit from the sky or if somebody bombed it underground. But
I saw the aftermath of the bridge. It was probably from the sky. I mean, I saw the concrete, the rebar busted. This is my guess. It was probably from the sky. And this is 80 plus 90, so we're at what, 170 now?
Oh, 80 plus. What do you mean? Oh,
well,
no, I think this is
in the amount of days. Like the first day was 80 plus now 90.
Oh, okay. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Hold on. I want to make sure I have everything ready because I have some interesting things for you guys today. Yeah, Mark Levin came out with this. This was interesting. This is this is what that looks like. from the ground. Some of these explosions from the ground. Here, let me show you.
ولی تو بزن همونجا بیس همونجا بیس بابا خوبه جاش خوبه من پشت تیرکم شما جفت شیشه نباشید نه پایینه اون پایینه اون یکی تمام شد امن امان
What do you think?
Well, I mean, they're saying Allah Akbar because the U.S. is hitting them. Then yes, God is great for striking them. I think it's just like basically a habit. Like sometimes even atheists will say, "Oh my God," but it's not because they believe in it. So I don't know what's going on here. I definitely seeing strikes. Definitely seeing that. And this guy is thinking that lamppost is going to protect him. That's kind of funny. Like, oh, I'm hiding. I bet this guy never won a game of hide and seek.
That's good. Okay, wait.
Oh,
So
Texas is saying,
here-
praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Yes. Okay, so Sabakzadeh, who's Iranian, is posting this saying, finish the job, President Trump, and saying, thank you for your attention to this matter. Here's the list of the people he's requesting. Let me see if I want to add any. Vahidi Ghani. I don't know. Ghani might be our boy. Abdullahi, yes. Vahidi, yes. Arakshi, yes. Pezeshkian, sure. Ghalibaf, for sure. Radan, yes. Eji, for sure. Reza is not that important. But yeah, if you do this, probably that would be the end of the Islamic Republic. Is anyone missing?
Is this the 00 agent, the one in the center, the one we saw the video?
The top center one is the 00 agent. The meme about it. Yeah. So Mujtaba, if he's alive, take him out, please, as well. Mujtaba needs to be on this list. Who else? Hossein Taib needs to be on this list. I would like him, please. Also add him to this list. Who else do we need on this list? Musavi is missing. So if I had to pick 9, I would remove Pezeshkian. I would add Musavi, okay, to this list as my request. Pezeshkian is not that important. I would remove Rezai. He's not that important. And I would probably add Hossein Taib here instead. Any requests you have?
We need quantum missiles to hit Mushtaba because he's like in a super position,
Mujtaba, yes.
right? He's
Yes.
neither alive nor Schrodinger's Ayatollah.
Well, you don't need a missile. You just need to open the box and look inside. That is a 50% chance of killing him.
Okay, so
Given
the
that
thing
he's in
here is
super-
nobody wants to open that box because no matter if he's alive or dead, it's gonna stink.
Yes, that's true.
Very foul.
Yeah. Look at this. U.S. airstrikes struck the Chabahar Maritime Control Tower in Iran. Let's look at this. Wait, what is this? That is the tower. Well, I'm not seeing it being hit, but I guess it's hit.
Well, I think one of them is before and one of it's the after. And on the after, more of the side seems open. Like on the left side, more of the side of the building seems open. And on the green one, I kind of see like it closed more to the front.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me go to. Okay, this is actually important. This language that President Trump is using here, basically saying, yesterday Ali was unhappy because President Trump posted that, Iran, meaning the Islamic Republic, called, they really want a deal. And Ali was upset because it seemed like President Trump was going, yeah, there is no deal. We're not going to negotiate with these people. I'm giving up on them. They're a waste of time. They're scum. They're cuckoo. But then right after, President Trump posted like, oh, they called. They want a deal. And Ali was upset. But now today he's saying, yeah, they called. They want a deal, but I don't know. Right? So watch this. So this is actually Ali. I can't wait to with the live stream I have with Ali. I want to see if this gives him hope. Guys in the chat, let me know what you think about this when I play it, after I play it.
We have many ways we can win, but we've already won militarily. They have very little. They have very little left, and they want to make a deal so badly. They called a little while ago. They want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal. That's the problem.
If they want to make a deal, why do you think they attacked commercial vessels?
Because they're sort of crazy, to be honest with you. They're sort of crazy. They're a little bit out of control, but they want to make a deal badly. We have many ways we can.
So
Look, this is what I would tell him. This is what I tell him. If you want a deal, don't call me. Tell your people on your public TV that you want to make a deal. You put your face on the screen, you tell them in your language, and then you tell them in English on your TV that you want to make a deal, because that's kind of like suicide, right?
yeah.
You tell, I don't want to hear, I don't want to call. I don't want to call. Don't call me anymore. I'm not picking up the fucking phone. When you go on TV and you tell all your people that we have to do this, we have to let them come in. All the terms that you accepted with me in private, you can accept them in public. You accept that shit in public, then we're going to talk about a deal. That's not a guarantee, but that's step one. Step one for a deal. You got to go to your motherfucking people on your motherfucking TV and you tell all your motherfucking sad penguins, this is what's up. This is what we're doing. We're going to do a deal with the Americans. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. If you get too rowdy about it, I'm going to fucking shoot you in your dumb penguin butt, right? And that's it. And that's what's going on. And you don't want to fucking do it. So you don't have to fucking calm down, sad penguins. We're going to make a deal. And I'm saying it here on state TV in English and Spanish. When I see that, when you do that, I'll believe you want a deal. But you want to be a two-faced little bitch. You know what? We recorded all our cars. How about I release to the public all the times you told me that you didn't want to be a deal, that you wanted a deal? How about, we record all this. So every time you came to me, I really want a deal. I really want a deal. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, crying like a little bitch. Why don't I just fucking release that to your public? Because honestly, that's what I would do. I would record him saying, we want a deal. And then I never said that. Okay, what's this recording? What's this recording? What are you going to say? You're going to say it's AI? You're the AI expert, not me. Even when your Khomeini was alive, you were doing AI shit. That's not me. That's you. Stop projecting, motherfucker. That's probably what I would say. And I was upset on this shit. I don't like this shit. I don't like this shit. I didn't like when he did it yesterday. I'm with Ali on this. I don't like this shit. Stop dealing with this motherfucker. I'm going to tell you, big people that talk like, let me tell you, some person that gets like 1 million views, 2 million views a video, Asmongo, he was saying people respect the win. This continuing this bullshit, you're going to lose the fucking midterms if this shit is still going on. You need to win. You need to start hitting these motherfuckers now. Now. We can't fucking wait. We can't have this shit hanging us over in the midterms. If you have this shit hanging over your fucking head in the midterms, you're going to fucking lose. People respect a win. You're going to lose if you have this hanging. We need a win and we need it now. We can't wait, motherfucker. I mean, he didn't say motherfucker. I just like the word. I mean, people like how you say it. They say like the way you say it. It's like, adorable or something. I don't know. I can't say that. But the ladies love it when you say it. You can say it. You cannot say it. But these motherfuckers got to go.
Look at this. People are really loving the way you would handle this deal. This guy is saying,
oh, yeah.
Monkey would have wiped the floor with them already. Yeah, you know what? You should be on the negotiating team. That is your demand is also a very smart demand. Like that will honestly, Monkey, I think based on your involvement with the politics in the Islamic Republic, I think your understanding of what works with the Islamic Republic is more than Vance, Witkoff, and Jared Kushner combined. You should have been Rubio, no, but like those three combined, you are better than them, and you should have been on the negotiating team. You should have been.
I would have tell them, look, either you tell them in public or I'll show them everything you're saying. So either you face that you're trying to make a deal and make whatever excuse you say, like we got to postpone the apocalypse 20 years for 30 years for this deal. Don't worry, guys. We are making this deal and you make it public. Or I put the video of you crying on your knees saying, I'll suck your dick. Please stop bombing me. So you want that out? What do you want out? Do you want me to release this shit? I'll release it right now. You know what? We had secret cameras everywhere we went together. We fucking recorded you. Here you are. That's you on your knees. Here, this is the part when you turned around and pulled your pants down and say, take it, take it. That's you. You see that on the video? That's you. You want me to show this, or you going to tell them yourself?
So this is 10 out of 10. I only have one criticism for what you're saying. This was an amazing chimp out, and you were saying all of that while smiling. You should have switched to your angry monkey, switch. That would have made it perfect. But
I thought it was funny. I was kind of laughing on the inside. It wasn't like real rage. I was kind of making fun of them because they're so ridiculous. Why do you go? Is all I really want to do. And then, oh, we're so strong. No, we never said that. We're the strongest. It's so stupid. It's so childish. Oh my God. Like, I even laughed when Nick Fuentes was making fun of them. It was like, oh my God, no, we're not going to bomb them. We're going to have some spicy hadiths while the certain nations walk over to the tomb. Yay! It's so bitch made. These people are fucking bitches.
Yes. Just to be clear, guys, we don't support Nick Fuentes. Fuck that guy. Anyways.
No, I don't like him at all.
Yes. That Jew-hating piece of crap. Anyways, let's go to the guys. I see we got a lot of super chats. I will respond to them soon. I just want to go through these Trump videos. Trump, hold on. Let me go to the next banner. Trump is saying I'm Iran's #1 target. That's what he's saying. What do you think about that? Guys, I think not enough Americans are taking this seriously. Like, I don't care if you like Trump or if you don't like Trump. Your president is being targeted, and this is a serious risk. Don't think like, oh, they can't do anything. They can. If they keep putting out their words for him, they can. This is dangerous. Every American needs to be talking about this more than they are doing right now. If you're an enemy of your country is seriously advertising the assassination of your president. And you need to be angry about this, and you need to be demanding a response. So look at this.
What was the security concern that caused us to change planes?
We sent this one in so that the Air Force Base here was in the same exact line. So did you see the picture?
We did.
Hundreds of pictures, hundreds of people. Let me see that. We can't see it too well, but there are hundreds of people out there. So they wanted to see. So they came a little bit early, and we switched planes.
So you're saying there wasn't a security concern?
No. Why would
there
they?
any other issue? No issue?
No. Except we sent it a little early. Same line going back. We sent it a little bit early so that we could let them see it. The whole base came out and saw the plane, and then we landed.
Do you know why they had us close our window blinds? That was not usual.
Well, yeah, because you're probably on a dangerous flight because of the sleaze bags that we have to deal with.
So you think that Iran was possibly thinking of targeting?
Well, I mean, if they asked you to close your windows, probably they'd feel the way. They didn't ask me to close mine, but if they did, I would have done it. These are sick people, so I could see something like that. I didn't know they did that, but I could see something.
Were you aware of any credible threat by Iran against Air Force
Well, I have
One?
a threat all the time. I'm #1 on their list before you. But if I go, you go, right?
But was there a
So
specific threat today?
perhaps someday you want to change professions.
What was
Like, I'm before you in the target list, but if I go, you go. So you might want to change professions.
He ain't lying, okay? He's telling it like
Right.
it is. Right. It comes with the territory. I mean, why do I think they told them and not him? Okay, if I want all the windows closed, I tell the press first because they might take longer to do it. They might question it. They might have 20 questions. So I would have them do it first. Then, if necessary, I tell the president. So that would be the only way I can logic through that part of it. But yeah, you have to switch routes. You have different planes. Even when they use Air Force, I think it's called Air Force 2. Well, whatever plane he's on is Air Force 1. But when they're using the helicopters, they usually have 3 of them flying and moving around. At least that's the way they used to do it back in the day. So this is it's a serious threat, of course. Like, we know they've been fantasizing about this for I don't know, 47 years. So we know that's like a steady target. And Trump, who has done more against them than anyone, would be the steadiest that they would have. They would probably give a lot of money for that. Like if they could just pay for it for doing it, they would do it. I don't think it's just an easy task though, but it is dangerous. It is extremely dangerous.
I just love the way he jokes about it. Like he's so calm about it. Like let me just play this last part again. He's such a great comedian. Like look at this.
Done it. No, these are sick people. So I could see something like that. I didn't know they did that, but I could see something like that.
Were you aware of any credible threat by Iran against Air Force
Well, I have
One?
a threat all the time. I'm number one on their list before you. But if I go, you go. Right?
But was there a
So
specific threat today?
perhaps someday you want to change professions.
But people get it twisted. People forget. Look at that. Look at that. That's New York. All right. You don't build that many buildings in New York without being a little bit gangster. You can't do it. Like he knows the ways of the danger. He knows the ways. He knows how to move. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's a criminal, but he has to know how to deal with all sorts of people. He has to. It's just like a fact of life, right? You have to know how to move around in danger. And he's been around for a very long time. He's been talking shit about the ARGC since the 80s, bro. Since the 80s. He's hated these people for so long.
Yep.
Like, look at that look. That's you got a little New York. There's a little New York in that look, you know. There's a lot of old school New York, not the new kind. The new kind is a little crazy. The new kind looks like that, you know, not that New York. That's the new New York. I don't like that New York. But the old school.
Is that gonna be New York for the foreseeable future?
I think they're gonna get some blowback. Like sometimes you push it so far that you get blowback. Like there's a little bit of accelerationism in having Mandami there that might take it back to the Giuliani era, the no broken windows era. Do you know about that stuff? Giuliani had a policy that there couldn't be any broken windows because broken windows are a sign of decay, and that sign of decay indicates that it's okay to do what you want in this area. Nobody's watching, because if somebody's watching, that window wouldn't be broken. And it cleaned up a lot of the New York used to look like garbage in the 70s. It was extremely dangerous. So he brought a little bit of that. First, he started on the mafia because he was a big part of that RICO Act going after the mobs. But then he also kind of like rejuvenated the street level. Like when New York Times was at its finest, at its brightest, at its safest, was during the Giuliani era, right?
All right. Let me show you this. This is what I hope President Trump sees this. This is in Iran. So a new Iran regime terrorist banner threatening to KILL President Trump at a hotel in Mashhad. Look at the size of the banner.
Yeah, that's a threat to do very bad stuff. We don't want very bad stuff to happen to the president. We actually don't want very bad stuff to happen to the people. The only people that should go through bad stuff is the people that do bad stuff. Consequences. Very bad.
But forget about that. This is a serious threat. Like guys, this is more like, I hope Americans here take this very seriously. Like this needs to be spread more. How many people within the Islamic Republic are spreading the idea that President Trump needs to be removed, like eliminated, because there should be no tolerance for, like, no American, even anti-Trump Americans should not be tolerating this. Like there needs to be a demand for responding to this.
Oh, that's not gonna happen. The anti-Trump Americans would help. Like they're traitors. Like you got to understand that there's people. This is what I'm fighting. Like this is basically what my whole channel is about. There is a sickness, a rot in America that comes from the kind of propaganda that these people spew out. It happened when sadly we lost Charlie Kirk. It happened when these people start shooting into ICE facilities. Like there is a craziness, a madness taking over. And that's the real danger, because this kind of sign, it emboldens those crazy people that won't even do it for money. They'll do it because they have this festering, propagandized hate for America that drives them absolutely insane. So I think it is dangerous, but not because it's them making the threat, not because they would pay for it. It's because of the ideas that it puts out there and what it puts out there into the brain of these crazy people.
Okay, let me actually read some super chats. Thank you guys for all the super chats. Fleshy Interloper with the super chat saying job half done, bad compromise. Oh, I think when it comes to the response by United States last night, I think he's saying that. What do you think? How do you respond to this?
I don't think we're done. I don't think we're done yet because I think they had a reply to the reply, right? They did attack other places, right? I believe, like in my reports, I saw that they tried to hit some of our bases. So that's going to have its own. Like what I believe is going to happen is more escalation, especially as they start targeting Persian Gulf allies, especially the Persian Gulf allies where we have bases. So that would be my analysis. Like, look, that was the response to 3 ships. Now, what the response is going to be for attacking our bases may be a little. Yeah, we hit 170 targets so far. Texas was saying. So that I don't believe it's going to de-escalate. I believe it's going to escalate because they keep stepping it up, and we're going to, like he said, 20 times larger to everything they hit, right? And they've kept hitting, so that's just going to escalate exponentially. I mean, at least that's my hope. I mean, he is using the kind of rhetoric that I hate. They want a deal. I've heard that a billion times. I know they want a deal. Don't tell us. Tell them. Don't call me. Tell your people on your TV. Tell your people on your TV. When I don't call, I'm not going to pick up the phone. I'm not going to pick up the phone. And if anybody comes talks to me, like, I won't pick up the phone from you. I'm not answering. I'm blocking you on WhatsApp. He should literally block his account. I know they got a WhatsApp group. They should block him on the WhatsApp, not pick up the phone. But before, tell them, hey, you tell your people. Like, if Pakistan calls me about you, I'm hanging up on Pakistan. If Saudi Arabia calls me on you, I'm hanging up on Saudi Arabia. Qatar, UAE, I don't care who's calling. I don't care who's calling. I'm hanging up. If you want a deal, I got to hear you saying it out of your mouth on your TV. I'm sick of this two-faced bullshit. And they're not going to do that.
Right. So why is President Trump not doing what you're saying? That seems like a good suggestion, in my opinion.
Honestly, I think things are moving. I got some reports on my Twitter, some saved posts that suggest that things are moving, that we're getting ready to do some stuff. And it's not a why, it's a when. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Okay.
I have some breaking here, but I can't absolutely confirm the source. I could send it to you on Telegram and you tell me if it's worth looking at or not. But this is what I'm seeing. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I don't want to say anything unconfirmed.
Yeah. Okay. Let me actually thank somebody for sending me stuff. All right, let's go to the next super chat. While you send that to me, I'll go to the next super chat. Push-up saying, since BT liked my joke, I want an MOU. No soybeans. Okay, what about corn? BT, are you here? I could be your Pakistan. Push-ups and BT June. Do you want me to be your Pakistan? I'll be your Pakistan. If you want. Yeah, so
Doritos are corn, so you can send Doritos.
Doritos. Okay, there you go. But no, the Doritos are unhealthy. So no, I refuse. I refuse to push unhealthy food to people. If then I won't be your Pakistan. And thank you.
Nice on this deal. We need. Okay, I'll be your. Who's the other country? Oman.
Qatar.
Qatar. I'll be your Qatar. Oh, I don't like Qatar. I don't want to be Qatar.
By the way, guys, when we're talking about like Pakistan or Qatar or Oman, when we're talking about negatively, we're not talking about the people, some of the all of the people. At least we're not talking about all of the people. We're talking about the leaders. Okay, we do know there's like some great anti-Islamic secular activist Pakistanis there that we appreciate. Love you guys. Thank you, and be careful. I know it's dangerous what you're doing. Okay. Fleshy Interloper with the super chat saying Rubio's reactions is classic. Yes, it's going viral everywhere on social media. It was fantastic. And then we got another super chat from Joanne saying, is that Gonzo from the Puppets? Muppets, from the Muppets. Which one? Who do you think is she's referring to? I don't know who's referring to. But anyways,
Well, Gonzo
oh,
is the one with a very long nose, very
wait, let me
curvy,
see.
a little crazy.
Which
You gotta be careful when
person?
you Google Gonzo.
Which one are we talking? Oh yeah, there we go. I see who you're talking about. I mean, I don't know my Muppets. Sorry. This guy. Okay.
Yes, that's Gonzo.
Okay. Who are we showing when she said that? I don't remember. But
It could have been the bingo sheet with the main targets. Remember, you were like building
oh
something out.
yes. Okay. Got it. Push-ups, thank you so much for the super chat. Saying BT wants to super chat but can't. Is she sanctioned? Yes, we have a naval blockade on BT June. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. And then we have Veteran Hoffman. Thank you for your service, and thank you so much for the super chat. Saying the Iranian people are watching them like they're fireworks. Yes, they do all the time. It's their favorite fireworks. Like when they see the Islamic Republic is being bombed, they treat it like fireworks. There's even a video of an Iranian uncle sitting in a chair while eating a seed while watching the boom booms. Yes, I know which video you're talking about. It's amazing. And yes,
Love it.
yeah, more people around the world should see how much the Iranians enjoy the Islamic Republic getting bombed in Iran. Tell them, veteran Huffman. Tell more Americans. Tell people around you. Like share those
Yes.
videos with people. Yes, please. We need you guys to spread those videos. George Hansen with a super chat saying Trump always says they want to make a deal. He never says they have proposed a deal. It's a Godfather difference. What do you think, Monkey, about this?
There is a big difference, but it's like he says it like it's a sign of weakness. Like, oh, they want to make a deal, like they want to surrender, they want peace, they don't want us to bomb anymore. I like, my strategy would be, don't tell me, tell your people you want to make a deal. Don't you work for your people? Aren't you a representative of your people? Even if you're representing the IRGC, can't you tell your people, the IRGC and their supporters, that you want to make a deal? Why are you telling me, motherfucker? Why don't you tell your people? Go on your TV, tell your people you want to make a deal. Don't tell me, don't fucking call me. I'm blocking you on the WhatsApp. I'm blocking your phone number. It will not be unblocked. It will not be unblocked until you tell them. You tell them. You sell it to them, then you sell it to me. If I don't see you selling it to them, I'm not going to believe you. I'm going to believe you're full of shit. I think it's insulting. It is an insult. Imagine you you're buying my house. You're buying my house and I say, "Yeah, the price is 100,000." And we go in the house and you're like, "Come on, man. This isn't worth 100,000. This is worth 50." And I said, "Look, well, let's go to 65. All right, I think we could do 75." And then I walk out the house. This sucker wants to buy it for 150. And aren't I insulting you? You understand what I'm saying? If we make a deal behind closed door and then I want to go outside, you say something completely different. Isn't that an insult? I would consider that an insult. I didn't say that. That's an insult. You understand what I'm saying? I think Armin is right now doing some very, very hard work in getting some breaking news. Okay. So I want you to understand. It seems like I'm talking to myself. I'm not. You have to understand. Live streaming is like juggling. Have you ever done juggling? You got to do 10 things at once.
Monkey,
you got to answer people. So he's here. He doesn't seem like he's here, but he's here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I was checking to verify the news you sent me. That one, because you sent it to me on Telegram. I was just trying to see if it's actually real or not, right?
Guys, I told you he's hard at work.
Okay, so hold on. That is not confirmed. We do not share it until it gets confirmed. Okay.
Okay. I told you he was hard at work.
Yes. You mentioned that like 5 times now. But we will. But I hope it's true. It looks like I want that to be true, and if it is true, that is great news. Like I really, guys, So Monkey shared something with me in Telegram that I'm looking at right now, and it seems like a dream come true, but we're not going to tell you until, because I was checking some other sources and none of them are talking about this, some other credible sources. So we'll wait until it gets confirmed before we share it.
Understood.
Okay. Yes. Thank you, by the way, for sending it to me. Fleshy with the super chat saying, chimp out bonus, best negotiating tactic. Yes. Especially when he switches to angry when he does that, for sure. 100%.
I think that's what he should do.
Yes. And then also people are saying Grease Monkey is awesome. I love it. See, people are loving you. Especially
yesterday, I was celebrating my 500 subscriber. We're already up to 526. I did a little acting and a little singing. I had to act like I didn't like singing.
Oh, okay. Yes,
So we're halfway there.
guys. I will share Monkey's channel at the end of our show, so you guys could go subscribe, because we're trying to get him to 1,000 subscribers, so he could monetize his channel. And thank you, Sayed. Thank you so much for the super chat and supporting Monkey. Yeah, so we could give Monkey super chats on his channel as well. Mark of Reality with the super chat saying, I don't think Donald Trump wanted a deal. He wanted time. I don't know about that. I think that he prefers a deal, but he also is ready to do more when he knows he can't get a deal. I think President Trump always prefers a deal, and he tries to get a deal, but if he can't get a deal, then he will do other ways. But I do think he wanted a deal. I think so, based on what I know about him, about him.
I think he's a man of his time. He's a man of his era. We needed a bull in the china shop, but I'm looking forward to Rubio. I'm looking forward to his presidency. I can't guarantee it, but I can't feel it in my heart and my soul and say, oh my God, please make this happen. And I can't do everything I can to put it out there into the ethos, into the people to have that mentality.
And I actually prefer President Trump wanting a deal, because then when you can't make a deal with somebody that wants a deal, then you're proving to the world that these people cannot be dealt with. You can't do a deal, because actually, it's good if President Trump genuinely wants a deal, and he's genuinely trying to get a deal, and then fails to get a deal. That is the best indication to the world that there is no deal with the Islamic Republic, because it was tried and the attempt to get a deal was genuine, and it didn't happen because there is no deal. There is no making a deal with these people. So the fact that President Trump wanted this is actually good for us.
It's impossible to say he didn't try. It's impossible. No one can say he didn't try.
Exactly. And then we got another super chat saying, PJ, thank you so much. See, no, wait, see, people agree with me in this. You see, yes. See? And yeah, and also cannot be called a war hawk if he tries to negotiate, if he genuinely tries to negotiate. Exactly.
And we're not talking about the people that hate him. They're always going to hate him. But if you're like center right or like you're thinking, maybe I'll sit this out, maybe I won't, but you see him genuinely try, then go for a win, you respect that. Like a lot of people in America, like I'm seeing this a lot. They're sick of waiting. They want this over with. They want this over with fast and hard. They want to go back to bombing. Like he has waited so much that all the people that say, hey, we don't want foreign entanglements, they're like, no, bomb these. He's worn out the patience of all America for the IRGC. I think the people that are willing and like kind of in the center that were like, no, I don't want war. A lot of them, there's people that don't represent them. They're like, oh, we don't want. Those are the ISO cucks, the isolationist right. I'm not talking about that. They're basically in the pocket of the socialists. They're basically both against America in different ways. The people who are the real center, Trump has taken so long and tried so many ways to negotiate that a lot of these people are like, you know what? Just bomb them. Just bomb them. Just hit them hard. We've had enough. We have had enough of waiting. We tried enough deals. They will not stand by any deals. They say one thing and do another. Like, if I'm not mistaken, even in Iran, people don't believe the negotiators. They're saying, if we want the truth, this is humiliating. We got to get the truth from Trump, the guy who killed our guy. We got to get the truth from him because our people are fucking lying to us. So these guys are just liars who can't be dealt with, and everybody's like, you know what? We got to bomb these people. There's no way to deal with them.
Exactly. PJ saying, do you think, first of all, thank you, PJ, for the super chat, and saying, do you think these death threats from the IRGC to Trump help his arguments why we should keep fighting these crazy people? Exactly. This is why we need to also spread it, because the Americans need to, like, I think many Americans.
I don't think so.
Hold on, let me finish my thought. Many Americans on the right, who might be against aggression against the Islamic Republic, seeing these threats I think they would be offended. I think they will be like, hell no. Like, I think this is, I mean, on the left, probably it will have no effect. These people don't care. Many of the people on the left don't care. But at least on the right, or also within independent people, maybe like when they see many of them, not all of them, this will help. At least if
This
they're
will
not gonna
only
be
help
for-
that people
Hold
that
on,
are like.
Monkey, can I hold on? Let me finish. I'm in the middle of my sentence. What was I saying? Okay. See, okay, I lost my train of thought. Saying at least the people it would either help some people to some extent. Like, obviously, no narrative will be 100%. Will have like 100% effect on everybody. Obviously, some people are too far gone, and this will not change their mind, right? But I think that on some people who are hesitant or skeptical or a bit like unsure regarding whether these military operations are helpful, I think you could either use this as a way to show that, yes, when the state, when the regime is trying to kill your president, you need to respond. Or at least if it doesn't do that, it will reduce the complaint or the pushback against military operation. It will reduce the effect of the people who are against military response to the Islamic Republic. But go on, Minky.
I have the exact opposite view. This makes it personal. The only people that are going to get really angry about this are the people who love Trump. And the people who love Trump are already going to vote for him. You might get them to knock on more doors. But what this does to the people that are not convinced is saying, oh, he only acts when it's all about him. He only acts when it's personal. He should be doing this for the good of the people, because every president is under threat. Why does he only act when it's about him? Because he's an egoist. He's a maniac. He's an egomaniac. He makes it all about him. This is all about him. He's only attacking because they put his name and his face on a wanted poster. Before that, he didn't care. This is all personal to him. He's an emotional nutbag, right? This does not help at all the rhetoric. This will only anger people who love him. People who don't have like a dispassionate center that think or are told, oh, look, they threatened the president. Now we gotta go for it. Motherfucker, IRGC has been doing crazy stuff to crazy people all over the time. The only time that you're gonna move towards a deal is when you're under threat. That's the only thing you care about? You? No. Like, he can't push the message that this is about him, and we shouldn't push the message that this is about him, because the center doesn't give a fuck.
Got it. So you're talking about people who have TDS. Those people would be against.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not talking about those people. That's not who I'm talking about.
Okay, you don't need to yell at me, by the way. Okay, so, but I think that many of those people, regarding whether they have TDS or not, I'm not saying Trump should make this argument. I'm not saying Trump should go around and say that, hey, because they're attacking me, I'm responding. Like, I'm saying that we should just be spreading this information, and anybody who this wouldn't affect probably are already too far gone, in my opinion. I think it's good if more Americans know how personally anti-Trump the Islamic Republic is moving. I think spreading that information is helpful, and anybody who this doesn't impact is people that we had already lost anyways. But anyways, more information on average is better, and don't yell at me, please. Like, I'm just talking calmly about this, okay?
I'm very passionate. I'm talking about centrist. I'm talking about undecided centrist.
Okay, but don't chimp out on me, okay? Chimp out on the Islamic Republic, on commies, and the woke right, but don't chimp out on me. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, so we got these opinions, and then we go to the. Yeah, this is, guys, we love Monkey's passion, okay? We don't want him to hold back on his passion. But yeah, that's good. Okay, why are you angry? Are you still angry? Is that an accident? Did you click the? Okay, there we go.
I'm a little angry. I am a little angry, not at you, at the people that would use this wrongly. Like you could put it in a layer of sandwich of reasons. Hey, they do this, they threaten the president, they kill the innocent. Like you put it on the list, but you don't make it predominant because it makes it personal, and you don't want it to be too personal. You want to do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, I just think more people having more information is a good thing, and showing the more people. I mean, there are many people, Americans, who are just uninformed, right? That don't know. Like the people who are on, like following the news and are political. They've already made their decision. Okay, but there's just so many Americans who you'd be surprised that not you. Like I'm talking about other people.
I gotta
That
make a sad
if you-
face because that's
well,
so true. It's sad.
Yes. Okay. So basically, those people, if you show them that look how evil the Islamic Republic is, those are the people that we should be reaching at. Those are the people who haven't even made an opinion because they haven't been involved in this. They haven't been consuming this content. So if you show that they are putting banners in Iran saying like, "Oh, this is the reward for killing him," those are the people I'm trying to reach, not the people who have already made their decision. All right, so let's go to the next super chat by channel 0071 saying, I wonder if it's illegal have planes drop leaflets 48 hours to evacuate all coastal cities, then flatten everything within 200 miles of coast. Too much? Yeah, I think that's too much.
Well, I don't think it's illegal to drop the leaflets, but I think it's too much of a warning because the problem with some of these radars and missile systems is that they're mobile. So if you warn them 48 hours prior, they'll just move them, right? So I understand the thought, right? You're trying to be like the IDF is very compassionate. When they take down a building, they'll warn you first, right? This is a tactic that they do a lot, if I'm not mistaken. They like to look, this is a bad base. We want to get the people out. We don't want to hurt people, so we're just going to hit the place. But when you're dealing with mobile equipment, you can't really do that. Like I think one of the radars we saw was mobile, or a mobile defense system, like a missile system. So it would make the things very difficult.
I think that's too much because not everything needs to be destroyed to paralyze the Islamic Republic, right? You don't need to. So there are certain things that if you destroy, including infrastructure, it would just bankrupt the Islamic Republic within days. So critical infrastructure. So flattening everything then means that you're destroying things that is not going to be helpful at all to reducing the strength of the Islamic Republic. Like, I don't know, residential buildings, schools, shops, all of that will nothing. It wouldn't add to any benefit to the United States, and it wouldn't in taking those out. So you could go, if you want to go really aggressive, just take down a lot of the infrastructure that has dual use for the Islamic Republic, and that will paralyze them really fast.
Like if there's 20,000 people in that 200 miles, about 1,000 people support the IRGC. So you're basically, destroying the property of 19,000 people that already support you. You understand what I'm saying? Like you got to understand that the support for the IRGC is very low. So when you hit civilian stuff, you're just hitting your supporters.
But also, it has no strategic advantage, right?
Yes. Well, it's a disadvantage to hit supporters, and it has no strategic advantage in a military sense either.
Right, exactly. And Elaine, thank you so much for the gift basket. Getting 5 memberships for the people in the chat. Appreciate it so much. Thank you so much, Elaine. And then push-ups for the super chat saying, I'm more hardline, no negotiations with terrorists. I mean, I think that's an impossible ask. The Americans were talking to Hitler until he fell. They were talking to Saddam until he fell. They were talking to almost everybody, the most evil people within the world. No? What do you think? I mean, you need to talk to your enemy to be able to try to disarm them with negotiations, not just with military operations, right?
Yeah, there's also a strategic advantage in having communication with them. You get to know what their goals are. You get to see the difference between what they say and what they do, what they say and what they tell their people. It keeps the fog of war. You can tell them, no, what we're thinking about doing is this and this and that. What you're actually going to do is completely something else. So it has a psychological warfare aspect to it. That's part of the fog of war. Is the fog of war. That's the psychological operations during a negotiation. They do it too, right? It's not like they don't do the same thing with their negotiations. Like they don't use it as a weapon to save themselves time when they need it, to use it against us. So this is all part of psychological warfare and the fog of war. And half the time we're negotiating, I think we're just playing for time and distracting.
Yep. And do you want to respond to the super chat? You want to read it?
Yeah, Chris Creative. Trump wants to make a deal. He doesn't want to win. No one understands the IRGC's way of thinking. Wanting no one to get hurt is no way to fight a war. Well, I mean, if you look at literally the amount of bombs that he has dropped, I don't think anybody has done more against a deal than Trump. I mean, can you name a president that has literally dropped so many bombs on Iran? Like you could say, oh, he just wants to make a deal, but every other president before just wanted to make a deal, and that's all they ever made. The only president that's actually attacking them is this one. The only one that actually blockaded him is this one. So as much as you say he just wants to make a deal, yeah, he may want to make a deal, but he's only the only one hitting them too. So you can't take one side and not the other. You have to look at both sides of the factual reality of what's happening. I mean, we're talking about 170 targets in 2 days, like Texas just said in the chat. You can't ignore that part because you want to put this message out there that Trump is weak. Okay, if he's weak, then the rest of them, what, pathetic? Like if the one that dropping so many bombs on is the weak one, oh, I'd hate to see the strong one. You know what I'm saying? That they just nuke them or something, which is, we don't want the innocent to die. That's basically the only reason we've held out this long. We also want to prove to the American people we tried everything.
Yeah, and also it's good to want not to hurt anyone, but also then do it anyways when you have to. So even when you are hurting innocent, it's good that you don't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? There's a difference between wanting it and not doing it. Because like what would be the alternative? Like, oh yeah, innocent civilians are dying and we want that, right? So I think not wanting it is like, I mean, if you want it, then you're on the wrong side of history. It's important that you don't want it, even if you have to do it.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think not wanting to hurt anybody is basically the difference of being on the right or wrong side of history. I'm not saying they don't do it, but yeah, if you actually want to hurt people, then I don't know. You're becoming like your enemy. But thank you for bringing it up so we could discuss it. Thank you, Chris, for the super chat.
I think it is a good discussion topic. Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you. Justin, thank you so much for the super chat, saying two evenings ago, when these bombings began, an apolitical co-worker of mine said, we need to shit or get off the pot.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay. So okay. Is that a saying? And then
that is a saying. It means like I don't know. I'm guessing this is in the old days. This is a very old saying. And there were people in line to go to the bathroom. You can't just sit there. Like either take the poop or get off. You can't just sit there and hang out. Other people have to poop. Like you poop or get off.
Okay, so this confirms you and Texas troops' theory that Americans want to, don't like this limbo situation. Do something.
Hate it. We hate it. We hate it. Yes. If we are not hitting them before midterms, we will lose.
Interesting. Okay. So this is from people who have a better understanding of the Americans, what the Americans are feeling like right now. And then Casey with a super chat saying all Americans should watch Spencer Pratt's message to Mamdani and all the communists. We must reject all forms of communism and socialism. Isn't that what you're covering, Monkey, on your show?
Yes. I was going to cover it today, but there was breaking news. But today I'm going to talk about Spencer Pratt's message to Mamdani and American communism in general. that's kind of like what a topic I want to talk about, how it works, how it has worked, go a little bit into the history of how communism has worked in other places, and the history of socialist and communist movements. I think we might get a little bit into the weather underground. These are important topics because I think these people have been a blight on our political system, and they never left. Like, people act like the weather underground is something that's hidden from America's history, and these people never went. They went on to gain more and more power through more subversive means.
Interesting. Okay, so guys, make sure you follow Monkey for that. Thank you, Monkey, for doing that. And then BT June, thank you for the super chat, saying fix it. Oh, she wasn't able to do super chats, saying fix it. It won't let me send $2. Only $5 and up. Really? What the hell? Push-ups. I know you're behind this. I still love you. Anyways, hugs. What?
This is the problem
Wow.
with being Pakistan. They always take a slice.
Yes. Thank you, BT June. Thank you. And then Van Dyke Veld, thank you so much for the super chat, saying I'll forgive a lot if Trump gets it done. Oh, so Van Dyke Veld is upset with regards to the negotiations and the ceasefire, and he's saying I'll forgive it if it actually does. What do you think about this?
I think you will see more and more people, now that bombings have, scaled up again, express what I'm expressing. You're going to see it from more people. We need to do this now. And when I'm telling you, people want this done before the midterms, and we will lose the midterms if we don't get this done before the midterms. I'm not kidding. That sentiment is out there. It's very strong. Like, if Asmongold is the famous Hermit King. Like the Hermit King, he's very well in tuned into media, well in tuned into center left and center right politics, and he knows with Maduro we got the win, because no matter what you think of Trump, you respect the win. The endless talking, the babble, you feel like you're stuck in quicksand, but the win is respected. He himself said it. A lot of his followers have that thought. And a lot of the center has that thought. We need to get this done. We can't go into 6, 8, 10 months of this, a year of this. No, we need to hit them hard, and we have the capability.
Interesting. Okay. And then you want to read this one? I think George, this is from George for you, I think, given the topic.
Okay. I don't know who has put my people in trunks. I will find out. Thank you for reaching out to me. I don't know if they've been taken hostage. I don't know what's been going on.
Read it.
George Hansen says, have you ever seen the chimp in the trunk videos? No, I haven't seen them. I will see them. Like, the chimps are my cousins because I'm more of a monkey. I know they have a bad reputation. Look, I know they have a bad reputation, like, that bite chimps being 13% of the simians, they're like 50% of the violence.
Oh my God.
All
Where
right.
is this going? Okay. Thank you, George, for the super chat. And then Justin with the super chat saying, I know these strikes are more intense than other recent strikes, but if Trump was really done talking and going for regime change, then they would be even more intense than this. He still wants a deal. Yeah, I mean, he always wants a deal, but if he gives up on a deal, it's because a deal cannot happen, not because he doesn't want it. And, the Islamic Republic is just, you can't make a deal with them. So just because President Trump will go, if he goes back to intense military operations, it's not because he doesn't want a deal. Honestly, like, I see why he wants a deal. He prefers to do things in a way that doesn't cause a lot of destruction. It's just the problem is that it's impossible with the Islamic Republic, right? And but what do you think about this? Is like, why the thing is that, Justin, I think you have to understand that the timing of military operations is not something that you could just do things whenever you want to do. Like, the logistics of things is a lot more complicated. Remember, right before Operation Epic Fury, everybody was so impatient, saying why it's not happening, and then it happened, because it's not like a video game, like where you could press a button and then things go boom. There's a lot that goes behind. There's a lot of politics, there's a lot of military operation, there's a lot of tactics, there's like so many things that you have to take into account. There's the weather, But that's why you can't just decide and make it happen. Even the United States, with all of its military might, has to prepare for things and take a lot into account, right?
I do agree that a lot of things need to be taken into account, but like these people are, they're on the edge of their seats, and they don't want to be on the edge all this time. It's too much edging. They just want to get it out there, and I kind of understand the feeling. Like they're sitting there biting your nails, like, come on, let's do this. I understand that feeling. I feel that feeling many times. I want to, like, I want this to get done. Like, this is not just you. I don't want to dismiss that feeling, but these things take planning and time. Sometimes we got to strike them to see how they react. So they kind of reveal their positions. They make some calls that maybe we are tapping, right? Maybe we're tapping their phone lines. Maybe we know what's going on, but we need to find out more. So sometimes you do a little bit. Like, sometimes the police will interrogate you and let you go. And they think you're guilty. They don't think you're innocent, but they let you go to see what you do, to see who you call, to see what moves you make, right? So they may do some taps and then let them move and then hit harder. We don't know that that's going to happen, but I understand the sentiment, and I would also be disappointed if we go back to the every third line in a paragraph is they want to make a deal. I don't want that. I don't want to hear they want to make a deal every third line in a paragraph. I think it's ridiculous. We know they want to make a deal. All right, that's fine. That's not what they're saying. Let them say it on their TV, then I'll believe it.
True. Everything is true except the part that you spoke against edging. Edging is fun. Okay, next super chat. Justin saying, I think he's trying to leverage the strikes to force a deal. Yep, it could be. What do you think about this?
I'm surprised. I mean,
What could be?
I'm very surprised, and I didn't even read that. I'm still stuck on edging is fun, and you know what? I get it.
Oh.
But okay, Justin Fever. Let me read it. I'm sorry, Justin. Let me give you your time. You spent your money. Let me give you your time. I think he's trying to leverage the strike to force a deal. That's a possibility. That is a possibility.
Yes. Yep, exactly. I think he will always try that, even if it becomes very even if it's impossible. He will never give up on that 100%. He will always try that. Which makes the inevitable failure of that a proof to the entire world that these are not the type of people that you could do a deal with. Push-ups with a super chat saying, we weren't talking to Hitler. I think we were. Yes, you were. Only to specific Nazis who we were trying to get to defect or surrender. From Hitler, all we accept was unconditional surrender. Yeah, they did that by talking to him. I mean,
wait a minute. Is Hitler Golibov or is he Mustafa? Like, who is Hitler in this scenario? I think it's Mustafa, right?
He is Mustafa. So President Trump is not directly talking to Mustafa. They're talking to Mustafa indirectly through the people like Golibov, right? So, like, it's not like they weren't on the phone with him, but they were sending them their demands through the people around him, right? Let me see. Actually, I could check this. But let me see.
I think maybe Push-Up sees Golibov as Hitler, not Mustafa. But in our interpretation, Mustafa would be like the guy, right? He is in the Constitution that they ignore because he's not constitutionally eligible. Like, in the organization, he would be the top guy, right? Like, that's my theory. Like, the top guy is always the Ayatollah. The Grand Ayatollah is leader of the country. And he is picked through a security council to be the Grand Ayatollah. So whoever is chosen by the Security Council, that's like, I don't know, their electorate college or whatever, except it has nothing to do with votes. They choose who gets to be the Grand Ayatollah that leads the country, and they chose Mustafa. So Mustafa would be their Hitler. That's my theory, at least.
Okay, I was wrong. I accepted. You're right. Push-ups, you're right. I was wrong. The Allies cut off all direct communication channels with Hitler, refusing to send messages, letters, or emissaries to him at any point during the final years. Instead, they issued public ultimatums over the radio, leaving it up to German field commanders or Hitler's inner circle to relay the terms to him in his bunker. So you were right. I was wrong. I accept that.
So my interpretation of what should be done is the more American interpretation. Just say it publicly. You want to talk. You want to talk to me. You go tell your TV. Don't tell me about deal. You keep calling me. Ring a ding a ling a ling. I don't want your calls. I want you to go on your TV and you tell the people you want to deal. Don't tell me, buddy.
Interesting. So it says they didn't negotiate. They demand. The demand for unconditional surrender was broadcast publicly via radio and military leaflets to the entire German nation. The only direct communication came from battlefield commanders ordering local units to lay down their arms, completely bypassing Hitler himself. I thought the Americans were talking to Himmler behind the scenes. Short answer. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I'm learning something. Oh, okay. You're right that Heinrich Himmler tried to talk to the Allies behind the scenes, but the Americans and British flatly refused to negotiate with him. Okay, so thank you for correcting me. I did not know that. So see, push-ups, we learned something from you today. Thank you so much for the education. Oh, you start a comment, Monkey? You want to read that? You want to highlight and read that?
Pissed off MAGA won't vote Democrat. They'll vote independent or sit it out. That's the problem. That's how you get people like Thomas Massey. That's how you get people like that's how you get not so good people. And that's from Texas, True. Thank you, Texas.
Thank you, Texas. Okay, hold on. Let me bring this up. This is interesting. Not here, not this one, this one. Okay, so this is a question somebody asked President Trump. Let me unstart this. Okay. This reporter, Iris Tao.
Thank you, Mr. President, for doing this. Iris Tao with NTD, with a sister media with the Epoch Times.
Okay.
On communism, you've been issuing a wake-up call to Americans at home about the dangers of communism. And now you're speaking on the world stage. What's your message to people both living under communist and socialist regimes, but also people living under democracies like in Europe and America who might not have realized how close communism has come to home?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. But look, I want to get the word out because what's forming is communism in the country. And communism's easy to sell. I would be the greatest communist in history. I'd be right up there with Lenin. I'd be as good as anybody. You've got free rent for the rest of your life. What they don't say is that you'll be living in squalor in 12 months. You've got the free house. Would anybody like to have a free house? We'll take it away from somebody. We'll give it to you. You'll have murders all over the place. Communism's a disaster. It's been proven to be for thousands of years under different names, but same thing. It's very important. And, it's funny. One of the reasons I do so well with Hispanic people, I set a record, Republicans. I get great numbers for the election, helped me get elected in a landslide, the Hispanics, because a lot of them came from countries that were essentially communist. Whether you call them radical socialist or communist is not that much, but there's a little difference. When they say social democrats, we're social democrats, it sounds so nice. It's not nice. It's a very dangerous term. So I do talk about it, and I talk about it on TikTok, and I talk about it everywhere. I talk about it here. And you're right, it has become international, but it's never worked, and it's not going to work. What is working is the United States. So think of it, we have more jobs than we've ever had. People are making more money than they've ever made. I'm talking about workers now. I'm talking about workers. They're making higher salaries than they've ever made before. It's just the best system, and it's got flaws, but everything's going to have a little flaw, but it's been amazing. And when I watch what's happening, and I see these lowlives they're lowlives. I watch them. I know good people. I know quality people. These are essentially lowlifes. And when I see what they're talking, I think they're very dangerous in many ways. And I've said it. And then I said, boy, that's a pretty big statement. Then I realized, you know, a couple of people said, I think you're probably right. I think this country, with this thing that's going around, is in more danger than it was during World War I, World War II. If you talk about September 11th, if you talk about Pearl Harbor, that was big danger. I think the concept of us going communist, because one thing that happens when you go communist, you never come back, never comes back. You die in squalor. You die a horrible death. You die in squalor, and it gets very evil and very nasty.
That was perfect. Oh my God. What do you think? Also, this reporter she's so pretty and she's asked such a good question as well. But what do you think?
Yes. She is adorable. I love her. You know, she has the right message. You know, I won't say any more on that. But when he says that it's been going on for like thousands of years and whatever, what he's talking about is collectivism. Collectivism could be theocratic, feudal, or Marxist. It's still collectivism. You still don't have property rights. Like if you have a constitutional monarchy that upholds the right to property, or you have a constitutional republic, as we have, where you uphold the right to property, that's a fundamentally different system. And the people that don't know this fundamental difference think that it's just interchangeable, and it's absolutely not. Another key thing
Yeah.
is that they had the Sao Paulo Forum in 1990, and one of the things that these communists did was that they wanted to rebrand communism as socialism. So people that try to make a distinction without a difference are just marketing. This is a very important meeting of all the greatest communists in South America. They saw that they were losing the narrative war, and they went through propaganda into this model where they're selling it as socialism, neo-socialism, Bolivarian socialism, which I think is what they sold to some of the Latin American countries. But it's just a rebrand of an old problem.
Also, I like this quote that BT June highlighted from what President Trump said. Once you go communist, you never go back. You die. You know, it's actually
Yes.
an addiction. It's actually an addiction. You don't. It's very communism is so much like drugs. The problem is that once you get a society addicted to government, you know, healthcare, education, it's really hard to take that. You can't take it away from them because now they depend on it, and you just have to just ride this, you know, like unless you do some major changes that this, you know, you get people to go with, it's just downhill until the whole thing collapses, and you just have to wait for the collapse to be able to burn on, you know, to build on the ashes of that society. There's no other way, because everybody's just so addicted to all the so-called free stuff. It's like meth. Exactly.
Well, the thing is, they start to get that into the systems that have private property with some tax, that have a little bit of tax, but it's mostly a private property system. They start to create that need through social programs and increasing the social programs and lowering the bars to entries and making more unnecessary social programs and lowering the bars to entry. It's very different to have a temporary unemployment system that you pay into from your paycheck. That's basically a paid insurance, right? You're paying out of every check so that if there is ever a time when you need, because your factory closed down or whatever, and you need some help, well, you take from those funds that was taken away from the paycheck, you get them back. It works basically like an insurance. That's how it should work. Social insurance, Social Security should work like an insurance. They take away from your paycheck, they put it in a bank account for you, and in your retirement age, you get that back. These are entitlement programs, but they should work like insurance. And what's been done is they're expanding the base that can acquire these programs and not putting into the system. It's no longer kind of like a prepaid insurance. It becomes more and more socialist. It becomes more and more about taking from as many people as you can to give to everybody who will vote for you until you can control the system completely and just eliminate property rights.
We got a super chat by Matt Brick. Thank you so much, Matt Brick, saying if the Islamic regime plays the game of tension and deals, then suddenly escalates the conflict right before the election to hurt the Republicans' chances. How would that impact? How would Trump react? What do you think, Monkey? How do you respond to this?
He can't do it then. He has to do it way before. Like, he has to get this done now. He has to get this done by August, mid-August. By September, October, this needs to be done. Like, the latest I'll put it as is the start of September. This needs to get done now. Like,
Okay,
the
but how do
bombing
you answer-
campaign should last, like, now. It should be now.
Got it. Okay, got it. That's you think it will happen now, but then let's go answering the question. Like, if it doesn't happen now, and then the Islamic Republic suddenly escalates right before the elections, so how would you answer Matt Brick's question?
He would
how
he would
Trump react?
he would be giving the IRGC too much control. When the election comes, he should be in control, not reacting.
Okay, but these are so I understand that's what you think Trump should do, but that's not Matt Brick's question. So assume that what you're saying should happen doesn't happen, and if what Matt Brick says happens, then how do you think Trump would react?
Well, he would react very, 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 very hard, but it would not help because it would still be reactionary.
Okay, thank you.
You'd still
And thank
be
you, Matt.
reacting to a situation you put yourself into, not in control at the time of the election.
Okay. Thank you for answering Matt Brick's question. And thank you, Matt Brick, for your support. Okay, so let's go over here. Let me see this. So Mark Levin on President Trump, because Mark Levin has been criticizing President Trump's lack of action against the Islamic Republic recently. But I just wanted to see what he said recently about President Trump. Here.
And they're a bunch of scum, if you want to know the truth. They're scum. And so we don't like them. I don't like them. And they're evil people, and it's the denuclearization of Iran.
This is the President Trump when he speaks. This is what I really admire. And look, I felt from my perspective that we should not have tapped the brakes, that we should have gone full bore and ended it. People put all kinds of conditions on our military that's not put on any other military on the face of the earth. You know, we used to complain about Obama putting conditions on our military and Biden putting conditions on our military, but the woke right puts conditions on our military. They're not actually allowed to use the Marines and the Army. You might as well retire them. We shouldn't be funding the freedom fighters in the various countries. No. If we can't hit them from 35,000 feet up in the air or 500 miles off the shore, then we shouldn't do anything. Now, that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And I'm not sure how this is going to end. I have some ideas on what can be done, but I think what the president is doing today is exactly right. He's hammering them.
Ooh, what do you think about that?
I think he has the right idea here. I mean, I think he's expressing what he believes to be Trump's, innermost thoughts on this. Like, this is what I want. This is what I've been wanting for a long time. This is the only thing that makes, like, if all this is true, like, let's suppose Mark Levin is right, that this is the Trump he knows, this is what's been the plan all along, then why stop? Why? I believe that there is a logic here, and that it is because the troops are not robots. They have families. They need to rest. They need to, round out. And if we're not at an all-out full war and we're just doing campaigns, if we're not going to put boots on the ground, like even with the Marines are not going in yet, right? Let's say they do go in. Let's say we're not doing a full invasion, but we're putting enough people in to support and organize, whatever we're going to do. Let's say there is a limited campaign, not a full-on 200, 300 million thousand soldiers, but we're putting some people in. Even if we were going to do all that, we would still need to rotate out troops for rest, especially in the carriers. And the carriers are kind of like very essential to whatever we do on the ground. So you do need those people rested. and you do need to resupply. And it's not like we've been sitting on our hands. People like to act like we've been sitting on our hands and ignore the gains that we'd have in Iraq with having our intelligence. During this time of the MOU, these people have been making a lot of calls to Iraq, and we've been tracing those calls, and we've been finding all their dirty people stealing from the Iraqis. In this time, we have made deals between Lebanon, Israel, and the United States to bring them closer together. I mean, let's say Turkey is tipping more to Russia and we want to tip them to US. We are pulling them in closer with us, maybe getting them to calm down on Israel, right? I know a lot of people are very reticent of that, but if we could get Turkey to calm the fuck down about Israel and stop talking shit and especially stop doing shit, that would be a good thing. Like, no matter what you think, I don't like it. A lot of people don't like it, but let's put the if on it. Let's put the if. What if we get Turkey to calm the fuck down? Maybe Erdogan gets replaced at some point. Maybe, you know, the decapitator gets a little chubby, decides to calm down and sit at his home and manage his country and stop thinking about other places. Like, there's a lot of things that are moving around. There's a lot of stuff that we're trying to do. And we're definitely not going to give them F-35s, but we might get a base there or something. You know, I don't know what's going on. I think that what I do know and what I do think is that a lot of things are happening during this MOU that are not being recognized. And yes, okay, you think he should have kept going, but that doesn't mean we stop. It means we have maybe moved the battlefield into different areas. We can't forget about the blockade. We can't forget about Epic Fury. We can't forget about the intelligence we're giving to Ukraine. That's so good that Russia is basically on its knees. The Chinese economy is on its knees. And they've built construction so bad that it's affecting their dams. They're flooding all over the place. And it's showing to Venezuela and the rest of the world that you can't trust these people to build any Belt and Road Initiative. Nobody believes in their Belt and Road Initiative anymore. You got to look at the big picture. And sometimes we get tunnel vision. And I think I've been guilty of this. Mark Levin has been guilty of this. All of us have been a little guilty of this because it's only human.
More of Mark Levin here saying President Trump's actions today re-Iran are right on. He has gone the extra mile, extra hundreds of miles, and he has ordered what appears to be heavy military strikes. His description of the enemy is also spot on. The closer we get to eliminating the regime, the better. He also yes, I agree with that. He also then posted this tower that I showed you guys yesterday and today, with the sign on this hotel saying "We will KILL Trump." He posted that and he said, "Take down this building." Love that.
Okay. I get it. I don't know what building this is. Is this a state building?
It's a hotel, which probably means yes. It says. No, honestly, it is a state building because the hotel industry is monopolized by the Islamic Republic. But I would say that, yes, take down this building, but warn the people in it to leave before you do it. But yeah, then take it down.
Like, even if it's a state hotel, I don't see it the same as a state tax center. You understand what I mean? If it's the IRS building,
get for the people to get the people, do a knock, you know, at the top, you know how Israel does it, put some bombs on, you know, above the building.
Hit it with an empty shell, then with a full one.
No, what they do is, like, Israelis, when they want to knock down a building, they do some explosions right above the building. Is a rooftop explosions right above the rooftop. So basically everybody in the building gets scared and know that it's about to happen, so they evacuate and then they take the tower down.
Do you know that I thought it was a literal knock, that they just hit it with an empty one, like knock, then they hit it with a full one? I didn't know. I did. Hey, I learned something, you know.
Yeah, it's called exactly. People, roof knocker. Yeah, that's what they do. Roof knocking. That's what they do. Okay.
It's like any hit with a firecracker.
Yeah. Yeah. So this next video is something Monkey found today and sent me. And we're like, "Ooh, we should show this." And I looked at it. I was like, "Yeah, we should show this." So
I think Americans will enjoy this.
Yeah, this is a huge admission by Canada's Prime Minister. So let's see what he has to say here. Let's play this.
for a shift of the burden within NATO. That's appropriate. That is happening. That's gaining momentum. That's part of the point I made to President Trump when we spoke a few days ago, is that it's not just he's winning the argument, he's won the argument. Countries recognize that they need to take more responsibility, see the direct threats. Now, the question for NATO, and the part of what we will discuss and part of the point I will make in the room with my 3.5 minutes of time.
Wait, so let me read the caption so you guys understand. So Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney just came out and admitted Trump won the argument on NATO after 47 told them to stop freeloading. The fake news is furious. So this was the direct quote by Mark Carney. He's not just winning the argument, he's won the argument. Countries need to take more responsibility. So, Monkey, what do you think about this?
Hey, this must have been hard to admit, because that motherfucker don't like Trump. He doesn't like conservatives. He's very much a lefty. He was like, playing footsie with China. Like he was doing like the U.S. kind of had to tell him, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What do you mean you're gonna let all these Chinese electric cars come over? What do you mean? What are you talking about? We're not letting them down here. What are you doing with making deals with China? Like, we had to have a little talk with him. I'm paraphrasing, but it went something like that. And I brought this because I thought Americans would be very happy to see this. I would have liked the other guy. I think it's Poliev, I think was the name of the guy. I don't remember too well, but he seemed to be a little more reasonable. But I think just by Trump having this 51st state thing, like, it pushed people towards this guy. Like, I think like maybe this was a little bit of accelerationism, like having this guy come in. Yeah, you sure have him in. I don't think it was a good thing. I would have liked the other guy better. But I think this guy will make things so bad that there may be a big shift to the right. I'm just guessing, though. Like, if we have anybody out there in the chat or that comes over to our discussion group, which will be later today, and knows a little bit about Canadian politics and would like to speak on it, just, put a 1 in that discussion group chat and talk a little bit. Is there any accelerationism? I've heard that some areas of Canada, like I think it's Alberta is the name of the place, have shifted more towards the right, even talk about secession and joining the US. Like, I've heard some crazy stuff, but I'm not an expert on it. And what we're trying to do here, which is what my mentor here, Armin, has done with me, let me speak the little things that I'm knowledgeable on, so you guys can come on to the discussion group and speak about the things that you're a little bit knowledgeable on and see where it goes.
This, by the way, guys, this is important. Especially Americans need to pay a lot of attention to Canada, and I know they're not. And it's very important because this is like one good thing he said, which is probably going to get punished by the media in Canada a lot. Saying Trump was right is not the thing that you want to say in Canada for Canadian media. But you could celebrate this defeat here by Mark Carney a little bit, but Canada is very important, and I know a lot of Americans are very American centric and they don't pay attention to what happens outside of America. But that is not the strategic thing to do, because Canada is going to become a way for the CCP to come right next to your borders. So you do need to pay attention to Canada. It's very important. We also need to teach more Americans to pay attention more to other countries that is not the United States, because the United States is, United States politics and economy and its military is intertwined with the rest of the world, and Canada is your neighbor, and you need to pay a lot of attention. This goes against the Dundro Doctrine. It goes against the Dundro Doctrine because you're cleaning up Venezuela and Cuba, and all of a sudden right next to you in your northern border, the CCP is basically making a way in. That is very dangerous.
Absolutely. What is the saying that Canada won't be the 51st state? It'll be the 37th province of China or something like that?
No, yeah, this is no joke, guys. This is no joke. The CCP is going to use Canada as a way to come into your hemisphere. So this is no joke. You have to take this very seriously. If you're dismissing this as unimportant, you're not paying attention.
24th province. My bad.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the 51st state of the
No,
US.
because it would be part of China.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, and Pierre Peroliev is your guy. If you guys want to make sure like Canada doesn't go the way of the CCP and you don't invite China into your hemisphere, that's the guy you want. That's the guy you want. Okay, so speaking of other countries, let's go to President Trump's comment regarding Europe, because here a reporter is asking him, "Are you going to pull more U.S. troops out of Europe?" And he basically here says that he hasn't made a decision here.
Are you going to pull more U.S. troops out of Europe, and if so, how many and where specifically?
I haven't made that final determination. A lot's going to depend on Greenland, and a lot. I think, we're going to make a very good deal on Greenland, and if we don't, maybe I will. And a lot's dependent on Iran. I mean, they want to help now. It's a little late to the thing because essentially there's not that much fighting to be done, but some will depend on Iran. When they had a chance, an opportunity to help, they chose not to. So, but we're sort of forgetting about that. And now they want to help. They all want to go. They want to help on Iran so badly, but we don't really need help. It's little things, but we don't really need help.
I honestly think United States pulling troops out of Europe is good for Europe. A lot of people think that this is an anti-Europe measure. I think making these countries spend more of their GDP on military rather than that socialist BS that they're doing, creating a welfare, nanny state, reducing that and spending more on their military and becoming a little bit more self-reliant with their security is good for the US, it's good for the European countries, and it's good for the world to have more countries contributing to global security. So a lot of people think that this is an anti-European thing. I honestly think this is a pro-European thing.
I could see both sides of the argument. Like, do we want to be an influence in Europe? Yes, because some people are thinking, last time we had a German-led bloc in Europe that was socialist. It did not go well. And I see that sentiment. I see them having a strong military, but with their current politics turning into something very bad, right? Because the politics of Europe are turning more against the US, turning more against Western type economy. So would they go that far? I don't think they'd go that far that fast. I understand people that are saying, look, if we leave these people alone, they're going to turn into a monster, a horrible monster. I understand that, but I don't think we got to be in that deep. I think if we make them step back and realize the economic reality, that might drive them left, might drive them right. I'm sorry. That might drive them more to the economic right than us being involved, because our physical presence, even though we represent something that's more economically on the right, our presence is economic leftism. We're basically redistributing our people's money and putting them into their defense. Like, as much as we want to preach about right-wing morality and our right-wing economy, we're doing leftism in NATO. We're giving them everything and they're not giving back. They're not putting in their fair share of the burden. So I think by example, forcing them to no, we're going to pull back until you pay. That is a better example of why you should be fiscally responsible than saying, hey, I'm giving you money, so listen to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I get, yeah. But also one way to avoid getting to that point is making by economic interdependence. That's also a way to stop these countries going the way of the Nazis, in my opinion. I do want to, here's another video I just found that confirmed me basically in support of what I just said. President Trump basically talking about this. President Trump announces a massive push for NATO allies to increase their defense spending to a record-breaking 5%. Honestly, if we get this done, finally NATO, this is a NATO that this would be a good version of NATO if you could get them to 5%. Like, this will remove a lot of this weight. Hold on. This would remove a lot of this weight from the shoulders of United States and basically get a lot of other countries responsible for global security. This is good for, if you could make this happen, this is really good for the world. It's really good for Europe. It's really good for America, and it's really good for the American taxpayer. But go
I
on
agree.
before I play this. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So let's see what he's saying here. This is one thing that I praise. This push on NATO to spend more on their military is something that I've always praised President Trump for. And a lot of, when President Trump was starting this, many people didn't understand how important this is, but now more people understand it.
Like the mere threat. You don't even got to take it about. Just the threat, pushing them to 5% is a great thing.
Yes, it is. Let's see it here.
Well, the United States remains by far the largest contributor to NATO monetarily and maybe otherwise, and the strongest military anywhere in the world. And they respect us as a country. Again, they didn't respect us 2 years ago. They laughed at us. NATO laughed at us. Everybody laughed at us. They don't laugh anymore. There's no more laughing. This year, we invested a record $1 trillion in our armed forces, and we're going to be asking for 1.5 trillion coming up. We have the money being spent on the best equipment anywhere in the world. In the working session this morning, we discussed the progress other members are making toward the 5% target, and they're making great progress. Many of these countries are very rich, by the way. We don't have to feel sorry for them. But it doesn't mean they're properly protected. There's a big difference. Some have truly answered the call, and others are making big changes and will be answering the call. I think I can say in all cases they're going to be answering the call, and we'll be taking in over $1 trillion a year toward defense, and that's a tremendous amount of money. It's a big up. They were at 2%. They were actually at 1%. I got them to 2%. Then I wanted to get them to 5%, and we got up to 5% the last time.
I don't see this happening unless they cut a lot from their, welfare and stuff like that. Like, it's really hard to do, and I don't think the many European voters would tolerate that. But I hope they can pull it off, though.
Like, what was your diagnosis? I believe you said it's an addiction, right? That there is an addiction problem with these entitlements, and I agree. I have to take a super quick call, like 2 minutes. I'm sure you can handle this. You are my mentor after all. Thank you very much. Gotta go.
You don't need go. Yeah, go ahead.
Love you.
Guys,
bye.
well, oh my God! Don't stop me on my ears. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, here, guys. Let me go to an update. From what do you guys? Well, I'm not gonna play this until Monkey's back, because I want to save that. I want to see what he's thinking about this. But guys, look at today. Well, not today, just a few hours ago. Today, this day that ended in Iran was basically the last day of the funerals, because Khamenei's body arrived in Mashhad. So Khamenei is not going to be buried in Tehran. He's going to be buried in Mashhad, where the shrine of the Imam Reza is. So look at this. AFP reports that the coffin of Iran's late supreme leader Ali Khamenei has arrived in Mashhad ahead of his burial. So they're going to finally bury him. I don't really think they have anything to bury. I think that the whole thing was vaporized. I think this is just a joke. There's nothing in here. Saying Iranian state media says the Mahan air flight landed in Khamenei's home city after ceremonies were held in Najaf and Karbala in Iraq. The regime is turning the burial into a regional show of power, which has been very embarrassing. The real question is, how long will this grave be intact once the regime falls? Okay, look at this. This is the last. Oh my God, bad music. So this is the plane carrying his body. Wow, they have a fighter jet here, as if anybody would take this plane down. Why would anybody take this plane down? Why would this plane need protection? That is just what kind of plane is that? What kind of fighter jet is that? So this is going to Mashhad. And then look at this. Oh, I wish. Okay. So this is what they're doing with AI. So I think this is this in my chat? Guys, Iranians in the chat. Is this my chat? Let me see. Imam Reza Shrine. Because Imam Reza's shrine is in my chat. Nope, that's golden. This is blue. Oh wait, no, this is blue. No, it is in my chat. Oh, there's a blue one as well. Okay, so there's a blue. Yep, this is my chat. Okay. So this must be from today. So look, the image on the right is the real image. And the image, so sorry, the image on the left is the image, is the real one, and this is the right one is the AI one. So this is the crowd sizes that they could bring, and this is what they turned it to. This is what they wish they had. The image on the right is what it looks like if they actually had millions of people. Yeah, the right one looks like an ant colony. Yeah, the right one is obviously fake. Yeah, they overdid it. They overdid it. They shouldn't have they made it too much. That's why it's not, you know. Let me see if I could find any sickness. Yeah, it's just like it's just fully black. Yeah, they just fed it the image on the left, and they said to AI, just make this more crowded. That's what they did. But anyways, also look at this. This was on state TV. This was on this was on channel 3 within Iran on state TV. Look at this.
این مردم از چیزی نمیترسن، پشت مسئولینی وای میستن، پشت کسانی وای میستن که در خونخواهی رهبر شهیدشون همه جوره تمام قد ایستادگی کردن. حالا ترامپ نزدیکی مرزها.
So he's saying that these people who are there for the funeral, they will keep being in the streets. They will keep fighting until they get the blood of the people who killed the supreme leader.
که در خونخواهی رهبر شهیدشون همه جوره تمام قد ایستادگی کرد.
So they will keep fighting. They will keep fighting until basically they could spill the blood of the people who killed the supreme leader.
حالا ترامپ نزدیکی مرزهای ماست. در
He's like, now Trump is close to our borders because Trump was in Turkey. Trump was in Turkey when he was when this show was being broadcasted.
رأس ماست. در ترکیه است.
So he's saying he's within range. Trump is within the range of our missiles. He's in Turkey.
ما تا خون سگ نحس نجسی مثل ترامپ رو روی زمین نریزیم دست از هیچ مقاومت و ایستادگی و
Like, we're not going to stop our fight and resistance until we spill the blood of that cursed, dirty yellow dog.
Where is this from?
This is the state TV within the Islamic Republic, right? So, of the Islamic Republic, he's saying
so they're asking for an attack on Turkey.
Yes, they're saying we will given that Trump is so close to us, he's within the range of our missiles. So we should hit him now.
A NATO country.
Yes, that's what he's asking for.
I mean,
so it wasn't just him, by the way. Rasoi, which is a member of parliament, came out and publicly said the Islamic Republic should hit Trump now, given that he's within a range of our missiles now, because he's in Ankara.
So public officials are calling for the attack on a NATO country, Turkey. Okay. I see why Turkey hates them.
I mean, to be honest, these people they did attack Turkey, didn't they? During Operation Epic Fury? They also bombed Turkey.
I think they did. They might have played it off as an accidental, or it was on the way to someone else. Oopsie daisy. I don't know if they oopsie daisied every time it happened, but I do remember something like that. I do have that memory. I'm not exactly clear on how many and where they hit. I'd have to search attacks by Iran on Turkey.
Right.
نمیداری. انتقام به معنای والای خودش سر جای خودش قصاص این نفس نجسی که با هر نفسش انگار حوالی و پیرامون خودش رو آلوده و آلوده تر میکنه.
Like, we have to basically get revenge of this cursed person, Trump, who is so dirty that with his every breath, he makes the air around him dirty. So the air around Trump gets dirtier and dirtier every time he breathes.
So I have here that they attacked on March 9, March 13, and March 30.
Yes, they did, and they took credit for it. They didn't even called it an accident.
Look, I don't know what this rose water and feet smelling motherfucker is talking about smells. I don't know why he's doing that. He knows he smells. He shouldn't be talking about smells.
Yes.
آلوده و آلوده تر میکنه سر جای خودش باید محفوظ بمونه. این حق طبیعی مردم ماست. این
So he's saying it's the natural right of our people to basically kill Trump. This is our natural right.
طالبه حقیقی مردم ماست.
This is the true demand of our people to basically.
Why does he talk about rights? These people don't have rights. Does
saying
anyone have rights in Iran? Are there rights? Is that a thing? Not under the IRGC.
He's saying we have their rights. This is the rights of the people in Iran to take out Trump.
که ببرید نفس سگ زرد نجس.
He's saying we have the right to cut out breaths of this yellow dirty dog.
دونالد ترامپ رو و ما منتظر اون روز.
And we are waiting for that day. That's what
I think he's trying to riz the camera. I think he's trying to put on a rizzle reel. I think they're putting him on like he's gonna like seduce some I don't know, one of the 32 wild commanders into doing something stupid. So I don't know what he's doing here.
Yes. So, okay. So Texas Troop is saying, where is Mashhad? Is northeast Iran in the Khorasan province. Right now, Ali Khamenei's body is in Mashhad for the final funeral and the burial. That's the city where he's going to be buried for two reasons. First of all, Khamenei was born there, but also because the shrine of Imam Reza, the 8th Imam of Shia Muslims, is there. And that's the only Imam of Shia Islam, of the 12 Shia Imams, that is inside Iran. The rest is outside of Iran. But this picture over here is Karbala. This video is I think it's from yesterday, where Ali Khamenei's body was in Karbala, Iraq. Karbala is the place where Hussein, the 3rd Imam of Shia Muslims, was killed by the army of Yazid.
Now, my question is: have they gotten any better at faking the crowds? Are they bunching them in better? What does the crowd look like?
Yeah. Yes, when you were away, I showed this real image versus AI image that they had. Look at this.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
we're back to this.
Yes, but here's an interesting thing. I wanted to ask your opinion about this. So Khamenei gets hit by U.S., then his coffin gets escorted in American armored Chevrolets. You can't make this stuff up. So this was Ali Khamenei body in Iraq, I think, his body being escorted by American cars. Watch this. You know what? We don't need the music. We don't need the music.
I know who this hurts the most. I know who is in pain because of this.
As the jihadi anti-Americans?
No. Toyota. Toyota has been the number one truck of terrorism since the Libya war. Remember the Toyota war in Libya?
Yes. True.
Toyota must be devastated because they usually are the ones that are all over the desert. I'm glad Chevrolet is gaining some ground. These are terrible people. These are terrible people. This is a tough place to traverse. And Toyota must be devastated. I mean, Toyota must be brokenhearted. I really think so.
But it's true. However, I kind of like that this time they're using Chevrolets because it's so ironic that you're so anti-American. You're humiliating that you guarding the body of the supreme leader with American cars.
I mean, this is devastating for them and Toyota. Like it must be. It's humiliating for them, devastating for Toyota. You know, Toyota is very popular in Puerto Rico. Very, very popular. So is Chevrolet. Like one of the classic cars that's very popular here is the Chevy Nova, and some another Chevy cars. But the Toyota is one of the most popular cars in Puerto Rico. And wow, this is insult and injury. They insulted themselves and they injured Toyota.
Wait, so channel 007 give us a super chat. I almost missed that. Sorry. Saying estimated numbers, the real image 1200, AI is 10,000. Yeah, I think you're about right. I think that's exactly what you would. Yeah, okay. And thank you for the super chat. Okay, I have I showed this. I don't know if you saw this. I showed this on Ali's stream, and I wanted to ask your opinion about this because I cannot make sense of this. Okay, do you see that truck over there? That's the truck with Ali Khamenei's body in. And did you see this when I played it? Just yes or no? When I on Ali's stream? Yes or no? No. Okay, good. I'm glad you didn't see it because I'm gonna play it. They call me the Durka Whisperer because I kind of try to make sense of the ideas behind these jihadi people. I usually have a good sense for why they do what they do. This I could not make any sense of, and I've been trying to. So I play it once, and I'll ask you to see if you just watch it once and see if you notice something weird. And then then tell me, and if you miss it, I'll show it, I'll play it again, I'll tell you what happened, and then I'll ask you if you could have any idea what happened, okay, why they're doing this. So let me just play it once. It's only 13 seconds, so don't miss it if you can. That was the truck with Ali Khamenei and his family in it. Did you see what happened?
I see a whole bunch of people on it, a whole bunch of motorcycles.
Okay, did you see something really odd? No, okay. It's okay. I missed that the first time as well, okay? But let me now let me go through it once and I'll pause where you're supposed to notice the weird thing. Do you see it? Do you see the guy tied to the back at the front of the truck? Do you see this guy?
Why is he there? Is he a hostage? What? I don't.
Is this Mad Max? What is Mad Max?
I mean, man, like,
look at that.
Is it real? You think that's a real guy? Yeah. I think it's a real guy, but
no, it is.
Why would you cruise yourself on a truck?
I don't know, but can anybody explain this to us? Because I don't get it. I mean, I have been following these people for like more than 20 years, and I try to figure out, come up with explanations for what they do. But I don't know. Maybe it's this is what's happening. This is Mad Max, isn't it? Right?
Oh my god!
What is this? Okay, let me play it again now. Now that you know what to look for, watch this. Why?
These people, I can't tell if that's a prize or a punishment. You understand what I'm saying?
This is one of them, probably. I don't know. This is probably I don't know.
Look, I want to be there. I want to be. Strap me to the hood. I don't care. I want to go. I want to go. You can't be in the back with the family, dude. That's for family. Just strap me to the hood. Okay, strap me to the hood. I know I'm not family. Just strap me to the hood. That way they'll know I'm just like an employee.
Maybe he's trying to say, I want to use my body as protection, as a way to virtue signal.
Oh my God. Okay, so you're talking instead of armor, they're using human shields.
Yeah, no, he's like, I want to show my level of dedication by putting my body in front of the truck, to use my body as a way to stop the harm to the regime, to Khamenei, because that's what these people do a lot. For example, like symbolically, they do stuff like, you know what? I think that's what it is. Because let me.
He's a
show you
literal
some-
human shield.
Yes, a literal human shield. Because, for example, look at this other symbolic thing. This guy was at the funeral. Okay, so let me play this.
داستانم همه جا پیچیده. من یکی از دشمنای سرسخت آقا بودم. عجب.
Anyways, you know what? I'm not gonna read the whole. I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna tell you what he says. He's saying, I was against Ali Khamenei, and I feel so ashamed. So I'm coming to this funeral here. So as a way to apologize for being against Ali Khamenei, I'm cleaning people's shoes at his funeral with my, what is this called? With my, what is
With
this?
his eyebrows. It has to be his eyebrows. Look at them. They're huge. Look at those eyebrows.
Wait, what is this? No. This is eyebrow. What is this one?
I can't see if his eyelashes are as big as his eyebrows.
Yeah,
but
eyelashes. Okay, so look at this. He's saying, I'm here as a way to ask forgiveness for my mistake of being against Ali Khamenei. I'm going to clean people's shoes with my eyelashes. That's what he's saying.
I mean, these foot fetish people, my God, the lengths that they will go through to get on some people's shoes. I mean, oh my God, this is horrible. I'm sure that that's the excuse he's using. I think he's a pervert. I think he's a weirdo. And I think he has very big eyebrows, huge eyebrows. Did he leave any eyebrows for anybody else? Does he just have all of the eyebrows? These foot fetish people are a problem. I'm telling you.
Oh my God. All right, so you're diverting away from the point that I'm trying to make. Here's another symbolic gesture that these people make. So there are a lot of people during the funeral who are acting as tables, right? So they're trying to show how much they love the regime by serving people at the funeral, by putting the food on their head and saying, like, look how humble I'm being. I'm acting as a literal table. Right? So this is another. Hold on, let me play this for you guys. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, so this is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, so but here's another. Hold on, let me find another table. Hold on, there was another table.
Chat. Just because I made fun of the previous guy doesn't mean I don't completely agree with Armin, what Armin is saying, that they have retarded ways to virtue signal. This is basically a virtue signal. You know, in Christianity, there's a whole verse about, like, hey, if you preach about how humble you are in public, you get your public recompense. You don't get it from God. If you do good in private and you're just not announcing it everywhere, you get your compensation from God. Like, basically saying, don't virtue signal. Don't go out in public and show how I'm the most pious. Like that bullshit. We don't like that shit.
Here, look at this. This is not just one person. Here's another IRGC, person also being a table for water bottles during the funeral.
Did that guy just clean his hands on him? Go back a little bit. Whoa. One of the guys.
That guy is being romantic with him. Here, look at this.
He just touched his knees. No, there's one guy back. Oh
yes,
my God. I didn't even see that other one being romantic. The guy with the light pants just kind of went down and just touched his knees for some reason. Like, grab him by both knees. If you go back a little bit, look right there. You see? Why is he touching his legs? What are you doing there? Is he kissing him? What's going on?
I don't know. Durka signaling people.
Oh my God! Is it? Look, you can't move your hands. Let me touch you everywhere else. I told you. I told you. They got a little fetish. There's a little bit of that in there.
Oh, by the way, something we missed. Oh, here we got a super chat. BT June saying butterfly kissing shoes is fetish 101. The monkey is right. Okay, people are agreeing with you, I guess. So
telling
yeah. Okay, thank you, BT June. The monkey is right. Okay, one thing we missed with this is gay, isn't it? This is like look at this, like coming in and like, oh wow, just he's about to kiss him. He looks about to kiss him.
So deeply in the closet.
Yes, but something that you wanted to go back to the previous video, something that you guys should pay attention to, other than this guy being a table and these two, gay mullahs hugging and crying. There's another thing that is important to notice is the flag. Remember, I told you guys that they're bringing people from all, like this is in Iran, but they're trying to increase the crowd sizes by bringing people from other countries. That's a Pakistani flag in Iran.
I thought I recognized it. Also, the guy in the floor started like hugging somebody's leg when they ran up. Did you see that? The one that's holding the plate started like hugging somebody's leg. It was kind of weird. I did see that flag though. It does indicate that people are being brought in.
Yes. Wait, let me see. You're noticing.
Yeah, go back. It's before these two. Look at the one on the floor. He kind of grabs somebody's leg, like right there. Let it play, and it's like one of them goes down on one. See that? See how this guy grabs? That the one on the floor is gonna try to grab. He like kisses the hand and goes for a grab. See how he's going to grab the leg? See that?
Oh yes. They're trying. Yes, it's a thing. Like you're trying to touch their feet as a way of showing like respect or something.
I'm telling you. Okay, you see how much foot? There's a lot of foot touching. There's a lot of foot grabbing. These guys are playing footsie.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, let me weird. Ew, gross. Okay, let me show you another thing here. Talking about weird stuff. So Neoberg was posted this saying, watch this. This is the culture your Western leaders are mass importing into the West. Literal death, cultism, and zombies. Yes, this is Khamenei's corpse crowd surfing out of a fridge. So at some point, apparently they opened the fridge car. And so for people to be able to touch the coffin and stuff. What are your thoughts?
Rookies. That home mini, when they did it to that home mini, they did it like they went way harder. Like this is weird. I won't deny the weirdness. But if you look at the video when they were like pulling on a helicopter, keeping that thing down, that was crazy. Like, yeah, sure. I don't see the same density. I see the same crazy, but not the same density. I don't know if you can show the people that video, but that video, if you compare, like it's still not up. It doesn't come close. It doesn't come close.
I mean, the coffin didn't even break.
It's I don't buy that. It could be empty. Like they could have like that could be like just a different cutlet in there.
Yeah, where is the? You're right. Where is the? Let's compare that to Khomeini's funeral, 1989. That one was so on a different level. I can't find it anymore. Oh, here. Wait, where is that? Khomeini. That was on a here. That was on a different level.
So this one's Khomeini and the other one is Khomeini, right?
Now this one is Khamenei. The other one was Khomeini. Here.
But what letter does it start with? A K or an H?
KH.
I can do the noise, but I don't know what letters go with the noise.
Khamenei is the second supreme leader. Khomeini is the first supreme leader. Okay, here. This is the first supreme leader. See that? This is what they couldn't create. This is in 1989. Well, look at this. This is Khamenei in the, back then. But I had a
That's him?
Yeah, that's him back in 1989 when he was younger. Let me see.
So he got picked shortly after this?
Oh, yes. Right. Yeah, shortly after this. Here, let's play this again for people who don't know about this. This is what the Islamic Republic was hoping for Khamenei's funeral. Here, let me play this while I go to the washroom. Be right back.
In June 1989, something incredible and extremely memorable happened in Iran. But it barely made news headlines in the West because it happened on the same day as
Guys,
the
this is about to be wild. You're in for a treat.
But once you see this event, you're never going to forget it.
Homie is totally
In
right. This was
1989,
wild.
a helicopter was approaching the Paradise of Zahra cemetery in the southern suburbs of the Iranian capital, Tehran.
You see the
On
helicopter?
board was the body of the supreme leader of Iran.
To Iranian people, this day is a day of great sadness. We have lost a great leader, and we are all mourning for such a great man.
An estimated 10 million Iranians
see how much
in
more
black
people
funeral
there is here?
dress clamored to catch a glimpse of the body of their supreme leader, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini.
His supporters gathered
There was no
like
holding
tiny
him back.
insects, covering every stretch of ground as far as the eye could see.
Several
They are
people
like
were crushed
tiny
to death
insects.
in the hysterical crowd.
Some of these
which
people
was
died. Look at
standing
the people, the dead
outside
people.
in
Oh, I don't
40
know if they're
degree
dead.
heat.
They
The
get sprayed
helicopter
down, you
seemed
saw?
safer than going by road, but then it landed almost on top of the crowd.
The mob swamped the helicopter after touchdown.
Hysterical mourners pulled the coffin from the helicopter and began parading it around the site.
Guys, this is nuts.
The crowd was in a frenzy. The body fell out of the coffin.
In the melee, the body of the spiritual leader of Iran was mauled and appeared to drop to the ground.
That's
The
a
burial
dead body.
shroud he was wrapped in was torn off and came apart as mourners tried to grab bits of it for themselves. In the chaos, some people
This is
fell
gross.
into the empty grave. Officials fired warning shots to get the crowd to move back. They stuffed the body back into the helicopter and announced that the burial was cancelled. The helicopter took off with people hanging on to the bottom of it and trying to
They
pull
can't even take
the
off.
supreme leader back out. As the helicopter flew away, the body was partially hanging out the door.
Many hours later, the helicopter returned. The funeral casket was enveloped by soldiers. But finally, Ayatollah Khomeini was found his resting place.
To stop people digging up the body, the guards used a crane to build a pyramid of shipping containers on top of the grave.
It's like a ziggurat.
Thousands kissed the containers. Some passed their children up to the guards so they could kiss the containers closer to the center of the pyramid.
That's the funniest part.
It was one of the largest gatherings.
Yeah, this was the largest gathering, one of the largest gatherings in human history. This is what the Islamic Republic was hoping for, and they couldn't create it.
I tried to add commentary to make sure that the algorithm doesn't think that we don't respect the original creator. We respect the original creator. Thank you for making this video for us. It's been incredibly hard to find this type of footage, and it's absolutely nuts.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that guy did a good. It's by ABC News in Depth. If you guys want to search for it, it's hard to find people that are, that cover that topic. That guy did a good job in covering it, so I appreciate that. We appreciate that guy. There are some other updates from President Trump that we forgot to go over, so let me actually go do that as well. Let me respond to the super chat. Ari is saying that Armin and Goldie get sick of each other. Hey, I support Goldie and everything she does. She's doing amazing work. Stop doing that. Don't do that. And thank you for the super chat. All right, let's go to this video. Let's see. President Trump. Okay, here. Let me read the caption first. When he's saying when they hit, we hit them 10 times harder. So let's listen to this.
They hit, we hit 10 times harder. You know, we hit much harder than they do. We have a lot better equipment than they do. We may even, somebody asked before, do you think you'll hit them tonight? I said, we might. Yeah, we might. But when they hit, we hit. You know, it's what we use their language. We speak their language. No, I don't think so. I think anything that happens is going to be over very quickly. They hit.
Okay. And then here's another update from President Trump that we didn't play. This is regarding Erdogan isn't a fan of Bibi or Israel. Ooh, I'm going to hear this one because I want to make sure that we cover the most important quotes from President Trump here.
He's not a huge fan of Bibi and he's not a huge fan of Israel, but he stayed out of that war. He could have gone into that war very easily, and he didn't. At my request, he stayed out of that war. He's been a very good ally. I mean, Marco could tell you he's not a huge.
I mean, Marco would not agree with this. So I don't agree with Marco. I don't know what Marco would say, but Marco would not agree with this. Then we have another one. I think we already played this one. President Trump saying they're scum. Oh no, this is another version of calling them scum. Yeah, so this is he's calling them scum again. Okay. The audio of the reporter is
war seems to be a strategic dead end for you. Why are you apparently unable to end the Iran war?
So I think we're doing just the opposite. The Iran war has been a tremendous military success. And, you know, I can only answer the question by saying they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. I think I was there for one reason, that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I call it, we denuclearize Iran, and that's happened. They will never have a nuclear weapon. That stuff is so far down under a mountain. It's a granite mountain that collapsed on top of it. Take months to get it out. I think it's a tremendous success, Iran. And you see the oil prices are lower than they were when I started. And people like to say that, but look, they have no military left. Their Air Force is gone. As I said, their ships are gone. 159 ships are gone. They're at the bottom of the sea. Their radar is gone. Everything's gone. So when you say not a success, it's a tremendous success. The fake news likes to say how well they're doing. They're doing terribly. They have 350% inflation. When the war started, they had like 6%, 5%. They want to make a deal, but they don't know how to make a deal. And then they go around shooting ships at night. I don't like that. You know, they're dealing with very fine people. They're dealing with Steve Witkoff. They're dealing with Jared Kushner and J.D. Vance, and they're dealing with Marco and Scott. They're dealing with great people, but I don't know. I think they're a little loco. They're a little crazy. But they told us they'd like to go to the funeral of a very a person who was killed a lot of people. Khomeini killed a lot of people over the years, and there for a long time. Don't forget what we did should have been done 47 years ago. It could have been done any time within 40. This has gone on for. They were the bully of the Middle East, so they're a much different country now. In one day, all of their anti-aircraft things are gone. That doesn't mean they're not going to get a plane at some point, but all of it's gone. Everything's gone. Their leaders are gone. They had leaders, they're gone. And they had another set of leaders, they're gone. Now they have another set of leaders, they may be gone. Who knows? And you know what? I may be gone too, because I'm their number one target. It's out all over the place. I'm their number one because they're scum. That's the way they act. And that's the way they've done it for 47 years. But I'm doing what's right for the country. I'm doing really what's right for the world. They have to be stopped. And they've killed thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. They killed 52,000 protesters over the last 3 months. So when you say we're not doing well, I think we're doing phenomenally well. Our military has been incredible. Plus, we had a blockade. Did we have a blockade? Did you ever see a blockade work that way? You know, for you that said we're not doing well there, we did great in Venezuela. That was a one-day war, and they're very good military. You know, it's a very military country. We took out one of the worst human beings in the world, Maduro, and he's in jail waiting for trial. But what he did to this country was incredible, including the fact not only the drugs, but he had people pour into the country from prisons. They opened up their prisons. They allowed them to come in. We're getting them out. We're getting them all out. But we have, with the Biden open border policy, with Kamala as your border czar. Remember, she was a border czar, but she never called Border Patrol, never once, and she never went to the border. The border was a disaster. Now it's fixed. It's fixed where we have nobody, and I don't do these numbers. 0 people come in through our border, through our southern border. 0. And that's been announced now every month for the.
Okay, we're getting to other topics, but what do you think about what he said so far?
Look, I think he's right. I think on some things he's right. I think you can't deal with these people. I think militarily they're destroyed. Like, he had some good points in there, but he has this thing, and I do it myself too, so I can't be too mad at him. Where it kind of gets to where he's repeating himself a lot, and it's like, okay, I've heard this before. You've kind of said this stuff before. It's good that he says it now, but yeah, I mean, you can't deal with these people. You can't do it. It can't be done. You tried. You have some good people. You have some good people that are trying, but we got to be realistic at some point.
Yeah. Hold on. You wanted to respond to this? I saw you start this comment on X.
Yes.
Okay.
We are live on X. I wanted to tell the people on X, hello, how are you? We can see your comments. And this person is saying, I voted for Trump 3 times, and I'm worried about his safety. Now, what this shows is that telling the truth, like we're doing here, about the threats on him is good to get this type of people. This person is obviously going to back the administration again, and they would rally the votes for him in the midterms, right? But to get someone that's not, that's more in the center, you get them more with more pragmatic case. Like, this is a person for which this message is great, right? His safety is something that we do need to be worried about. So I think if you're worried about his safety and you're worried about these things not becoming an issue anymore, what you need to do, what we all need to do, is make sure that we get that midterm win. Because what's happening right now is that the Black people and the Latino people that are real citizen voters are being disenfranchised by pouring in a bunch of illegal immigrants and saying you don't need an ID to vote. So when the Black people started turning towards Trump and voting for him, this worried them so much they opened the border. When Latinos like me, well, I'm half Black, so I kind of count as both, started turning toward the GOP, this worried them a great deal. So if you notice the patterns of movements, they're moving them into places that got flipped from blue to purple and purple to red. So people like you and me, what we have to do is make sure we make this too big to fail in the midterms.
Great response. Okay. Are you interested in responding to some garbage?
Of course. You find the best garbage. I suck at finding it. You find these horrible people. Thank you.
Okay, here. Listen to this. It's 2 minutes and then respond to it.
Hundreds of thousands of people have taken to the streets in Tehran for the 10-kilometer funeral procession for Iran's former supreme leader, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. What does that say to you about support for the regime?
Well, it wasn't hundreds of thousands. It was in the millions, and it was much longer than 10 kilometers. And Western journalists were here to see it, and you can see it through satellite imagery. So it's much, much larger than that. And it reminds me of once when I came on your show, and I gave footage to your producer, and you showed it, and you brought this woman who claimed to be Iranian, who also said she will...
oh, hell no!
biggest part of my body,
hell no.
the tip of my pinky, my little finger. She said it was AI and this was fake, you recall. And so, well, here it is. Here's the footage people can watch. And apparently we are all AI again. She, of course, after threatening me, was on your show repeatedly from what I hear. But the fact is, Pierce, that the legitimacy of the Islamic Republic of Iran, or the regime, as you call it, is very high. And it shows that the Iranian people are extraordinarily angered by the fact that the United States and this ethno-supremacist regime, whose former prime minister you just had on, who didn't say a word about the genocide in Gaza or Lebanon. His criticisms of Netanyahu was that he failed. But the fact is that they're outraged, the Iranians, and they want revenge. And we saw that on the streets, and so did many, many journalists.
All right, go ahead, chimp out.
Listen. Look, listen. This piece of shit knows he's lying. The footage he's talking about was proven to be about a different. You know why he's saying AI? You know why this piece of shit is saying AI? It's because it was from a different funeral, so he's moving the goalpost to, oh, it's not AI. It's not about it being AI. It's about you shooting footage that was not about what fucking happened there. Goldie is absolutely right, and this little punk-ass bitch talking shit about Goldie is talking shit about her because he knows she is right, and he's trying to discredit her. He is trying to discredit her because he knows she is absolutely right, and because she's not on here to defend herself right now, this fat piece of shit is trying to just complain and bitch and whine and moan about Goldie. You stupid motherfucker. You know he's right. I don't know what she told him because I remember she told him something in Persian, but that shit scared. He's scared that she scared this little bitch. This little bitch is scared. Fuck you, you fat piece of shit. I feel better now. I had to get it out. I had to get it out of my system, bro. You know we love Goldie. We're not gonna let this fat piece of shit talk shit about her.
That's great. That's fantastic. Okay. I have, hold on. I have more. This is great. I love it when you chimp out. Oh, wait, before we go to the next one, we got a super chat. You want to respond to this one?
Piers, warning, please. You made me throw up. Like the Piers warning. Like you like, I mean, you know, warning, please. Warning, please, when you pull out this guy. This guy, people are very, very disgusted by Piers and this guy. I think both of them. I think we've come to the point where both of them are just disgusting. These people are like especially Piers is evil. That bitch is not. He is not stupid. He's evil.
Okay, so if you want a warning, I have a warning. Cenk Uygur is next. Okay, so I gave you the warning. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. The next garbage take I have from you is from this turd. Yeah, let's play this and see what he says.
He called Iran Japan. He said Japan struck us with 110 missiles. Do these things worry you or not?
So wait, he's let me give you context. President Trump, when he was about to say the Islamic Republic of Iran, he said the Islamic Republic of Japan. So that's what they're referring to.
He called Iran Japan. He said Japan struck us with 110 missiles. Do these things worry you or not? Look, it's his age showing. He's not working nonstop, maybe sleep deprivation.
Yeah. So mixed bag here. Until today, I wasn't really that concerned about it. Like, he says wild stuff all the time, right? I mean, he doesn't have to be senile to say crazy shit. That's Trump 101, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, look, our media in America is basically run by Israel. So when I see tons of attacks at the same time against anyone, whether it's Graham Plattner or it's Trump, it usually means the Israeli lobby is pissed and they're planting stories left and right. And so you'll see, and you could track this, and we track it on the Young Turks, when he's aligned with Israel, there's generally more positive, not completely positive, of course not, never with Trump, right? But generally more positive coverage, specifically from establishment media. When he gets to a point where he's disagreeing with Israel, all of a sudden you get stories about, has he lost his mind? Is he senile? Should we use the 25th Amendment? Should we get rid of Trump, right? So those conversations bubble up the minute he starts disagreeing with Israel. Now, having said all of that, today, that the Zelensky and Putin thing, but more importantly, confusing Iran with Japan.
It's like me calling you Ben Gvir by accident.
Yeah, no, it was given heavy Joe Biden vibes. Like that was when he said Japan, I was like, whoa, I got hit with a wave of Joe Biden energy, right? So he's 80. He's 80. So yeah, now we start to get concerned about that. But to my friends on the left who are like, and we have a 25th Amendment shirt that we sell on shoptyt.com, so it's fun. Okay, but really, what difference does it make? Then you get.
So did you see what just happened here? He turned a question that had nothing to do with blaming with the Jews or Israel about Jews in Israel. He went out of his way to make something that there's no way to empirically show. He just came up with a claim that this interviewer didn't even fact check, or like, where's the evidence for this?
That's not all he did.
I know, but like, hold on, let me make my point first. But you could add your point once I'm finish with me pointing out what he did with blaming in a question that had nothing to do with Israel. He figured out a way to blame the Jews again by look. Oh my God, he went out of his way, like, hey, the media attacking President Trump on him being crazy only happens when he's not completely aligned with Israel. Then the mainstream media comes in like, oh, Trump is going cuckoo and crazy, even though here he was going a bit crazy. But let's be honest, mainstream media only does that when he is not aligned with the Jews. When he is aligned with the Jews, then the mainstream media praises him and has positive coverage of it. Again, see, these people go out of their way to find a way to blame the Jews, even if the question had nothing to do with that. And this interviewer had hey, do you have empirical data for that? Was this collected anyway? Like, was this external factors isolated, or are you just going based on your fifis? This is disgusting. But go on.
Not only did he say the Jews were behind, this, he also blamed the Jews for the problems that Plattner is having. You see how he snuck that in there? He snuck it in there that the reason Plattner has problems is the Jews. You didn't see how he sneakily blamed the Jews for that too? Plattner is a guy that's getting accused of rape. He's getting accused of rape because apparently he likes to tape it and do it with his wife and make his wife watch. Like, there's videos, there's credible accusations. I'm not going to say he's guilty or not, but I don't know. But it's enough of a problem that he quit his race, right? So he is claiming that the problems that Plattner was like, by the way, this is a guy that has like a literal SS tattoo on his chest because he really hates Jewish people. And he thinks that the problem is not that he has these trouble with his wife, that he has admitted that he's doing crazy stuff with her. That's all these accusations of him. Like, I don't know. I'm not really sure exactly how much where the sex stuff goes, but it's that literally he's involving his wife with forceful sexual stuff with people, and the police are involved. Like, the police are already looking at it. It isn't just an accusation. It's gone on into an investigation. So he is blaming the Jews for that too. He's blaming the Jews not only for this, bringing on the Plattner situation and painting these two together as a Jewish plot. So that's the other dimension. Like, you're right. He is bringing the Jews in for nothing. He's also bringing the Jews in to accuse them of a completely separate topic. That's local politics. So Newfall is like, what the fuck? What? Where are we going with this?
It's crazy. Yeah, I didn't know about that guy. What is his name again? Just one short.
I think it's Greg Plattner.
Plattner. I didn't know about that. Okay, so my research person sent me the next video I don't know if you want to respond to this or not. It's only a 36-second clip. So you tell me if you want to respond to this. So is that okay? 30 seconds.
Look.
36.
The thing is, we're not going directly from his channel, so I don't think he's going to strike because we're reacting to X, so it's safer here.
Okay. So that's okay.
Yes, my main thing, I don't have a problem with calling this piece of shit a piece of shit, right? Because you know, but the problem is that his people like to strike channels, they like to mass flag. So that's my worry with this guy in particular.
Yes.
But he can't do that shit because this is from X.
Okay. And it's only 36 seconds also. And we're reacting to it. That's good. Okay. So let's do that. Let's respond to Hassan Piker. I'll play this. You could chimp out on him.
If you can't say Israel committed a genocide, that Israel's an apartheid state and therefore deserves accountability, then you're not going to side with your constituents when it comes to healthcare. You're going to side with big corporations. You're going to side with big pharma. You're going to side with private healthcare providers. And people can understand that. That's why it's not only a simple to understand, easy to define message, but it's also one that translates to being earnest, being an earnest fighter for all of these other issues that people care about, not just Israel.
Okay.
Do you get what he did there? Do you get it?
No, explain.
Okay, so what he's doing here, he's saying, like, even among the left, even if all the left say, oh, we want you to have free healthcare. Let's say you have 3 left candidates and all 3 of them are saying, yes, we want you to have healthcare. We want you to have free healthcare. Only the one that says there's a genocide in Gaza is the one that's going to actually get you free healthcare because the Jews control healthcare and they want money. That's the hidden message in here. You understand what I'm saying? That's why he is pushing all his Democrat. He has the hat on. Basically, he has the hat on for it. And that's why he's pushing for the extreme left in these races. The only good part about this is sometimes in some places that's so far left that the Democrats sit it out. They're like, no, I'm not voting for this crazy person. And then the only people that come out, like they won't vote for a conservative, right? But they'll sit it out, and then when it comes to this is like they're going to choose a nominee, and then the nominee from the Democrat and the nominee from the Republicans have to like go to the primaries, right? He is aligning himself to get these people to be the nominees. So then, if the nominees go to the primaries, that's who becomes the person in power. But the thing that he's doing is they're choosing people that are so far left that it makes some of the left just like, no, I'm a Jewish. I'm not doing this. I'm not supporting this shit. I'm not going with this Gaza shit. Why don't you have the same fucking standard when you look at the genocide in South Africa? Why don't you have that standard? Oh, is that your standard for genocide? Well, then you definitely have to call what happened to the Afrikaners in South Africa. You have to call that a genocide if that's your standard. If you're going with that low standard of what happened in Gaza, because if you go by any metric, it's not really a genocide. And if you're going to say the Afrikaners aren't getting genocided, well, the Gazans are definitely not getting genocided. So what's your metric here? Your metric is you want your people in power. Your metric is bullshit. You're just lying. Like even among the Democrats, he's just lying about the candidates in the Democrat Party, insinuating that you don't really want free healthcare unless you want to make your party about Gaza.
Let me know if this is correct.
I feel much better now. I had to get it out.
That's good. My understanding is that what frustrates these people is that a lot of people on the left don't care enough by their standards about Israel. They care about, I don't know, rent freeze, free stuff from the government, basically, socialism in the US. They're focused too much in America, and they don't hate Israel enough. And he wants to make it. He wants to say that if you're not calling out Israel, then you're not one of us. he wants to bring more. He wants to make sure that Israel anti-Israeli hatred is front and center. That's my.
Well, that's part of it, but that's not his central point here. His central point here is if you care about healthcare, forget what you want healthcare. You got to go with the one that's worried about Gaza. I know you don't care about Gaza. I know you don't give a damn
That's what
about
I-
Gaza.
but that's
But if
what
you
I
want
said.
healthcare, that's what you got to do. Like he's trying to instill in them what, like you're saying, he's trying to instill it in them, but he's not talking to the people that care.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that he wants to connect it to. He said he wants to say like this is not a separate issue. He wants to connect your free healthcare to Gaza for for some God because he wants hatred. Yes, yes. So with that context, listen to this again here. It's only 36 seconds.
If you can't say Israel committed a genocide, that Israel's an apartheid state and therefore deserves accountability, then you're not going to side with your constituents when it comes to healthcare. You're going to side with big corporations. You're going to side with big pharma. You're going to side with private healthcare providers.
So he's gatekeeping. He says like, don't call yourself a socialist unless you're saying, if you're calling out Israel, basically, because you're not on the right side of history. You're not doing the right thing. Yes.
And people can
yes, exactly. It's purity testing. That's exactly what it is. Like, it's not good enough for you to be anti-rich Americans. You also have to be anti-Israel, or else you're not one of us. This is a gatekeeping, purity testing.
Understand that. That's why it's not only a simple to understand, easy to define message, but it's also one that translates to being earnest, being an earnest fighter for all.
This is good. You know why this is good? Because the standards are so high that that only a small percentage of them will meet them. This is how they turn against each other. This is how they fail, because the more they virtue signal, the higher they have to increase the barriers. The qualifications become harder and harder to meet, and they turn against each other because of not meeting this qualification. This is why they are
the
divided.
purity test, the more people fail the test, they're crabs in a
Yes.
bucket pulling each other down.
Yes, it's like a snake eating its own tail, basically. This is good for us that they're doing this. Yeah. Keep dividing.
Have you ever heard of a Democrat strategist named James Carville? Bald
James,
guy
no.
from Louisiana. Talks
Let me
like this.
see
He's
his
very, very deep Southern type guy.
Yes, yes. I have to see it. He's married to. He's a Democrat married to a Republican. When I see his face, I saw it. Right?
Okay,
That's it.
so what he is saying that the Democrats should not seat these people from the Democratic Socialist with the Democrats, to kick them out of the party because they make things impossible for the party, and that we should have, like, the Democrats should have their own candidates because these people aren't for the Democrat platform, and they're not for the Democrat system of government, right? Like, I believe they're a lot closer than they would admit. But I think he understands, like the Democrats that are deep into political actual campaigns, they kind of know that these people are so far gone that they make things worse for the party rather than better. So he wouldn't agree that it's a good thing, but he agrees with your assessment that the purity test makes too many people fail the test, so they fall out of alignment.
Yeah, this internal division is a major attribute of leftist circles. It has been like this for years. This is why they keep their self-destruct all the time. It has been like this for decades. It has been like this all the time. It's also true among Muslims, right? This is and here's the thing: the reason why our side wins eventually is because even if we have internal disagreement, we end up making so much progress that there's more for us to share, there's more prosperity, and there's when you have so much, there is less division, because even if you have disagreement, you're happy. Like, when the pie gets smaller and smaller, the divisions become more important because you're fighting over less. But among the side that the pie is getting bigger and bigger, even if you have disagreement, the disagreement gets less hostile because everybody is happier. You might have some disagreements, but everyone's everyone's share of that pie is growing. So you're fighting over. You don't have the situation that you're fighting over shrinking resources. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes, yes. Like they're becoming a one-issue voter base, and if that one issue is Gaza, you're gonna lose a lot of the voter base.
Right. Well, Shauna gave us a super chat saying the issue, Armin, is that the only test they actually care about is hating Jews and hating Israel. I would adjust it slightly, is that the only test that they agree on, like they have the most agreement on, right? Because they do virtue signal and care about other things, like for example trans issues, or I don't know, racial issues and Western imperialism and colonialism. So they do care about those other things as well. But this is the number one. I do agree that this is the one that they care about the most. The most important virtue signaling purity test is this one. I do agree with that. It's the number one. I wouldn't say it's the only one though.
It's like a pyramid, and at the top of the pyramid is Gaza, and trans people are under that. And if a Gazan throws you off a building, they don't care because the Gazans are more important. But if the trans person goes into a woman's bathroom, they don't care about the woman because the trans is more important. But if a woman takes advantage of a man and robs him or whatever, they don't care about the man because the woman is higher on the pyramid. So it's kind of like a pyramid of purity testing, and Gaza's at the top.
Yes. If you're, for example, not anti-rich, if you say like, oh, rich people are not evil, then they also hate you. But not as much as if you are pro-Israel. If you're pro-white, if you're pro-man, if you're pro-rich, they hate you for that as well. But if you're pro-Jew, if you're pro-Israel, then yeah, that's the ultimate.
That's where the issue becomes a horseshoe, where they both agree on that one thing, and you can go to the extreme right, and it's okay. You know what? That woke right, at least they're right about Israel. That's what they would say.
Yes. Yeah, we could maybe work with you on that sometimes. Yeah. Okay, let's go to another video. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have deleted that, but yep, there we go. Let's go to this other video from X, not from his channel.
Bro, you would think this is the wokeness hour.
Oh, by the way, for this one, Monkey, every time you want me to pause, like say something, I will pause for you if you want to respond, okay?
Bro, you would think this is the wokeness hour and not fucking Hitler's favorite television broadcast, Fox News. Fox News is rape TV, okay? It's the pro-rape network.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
This is the guy that supported October 7, right? Like he literally said it doesn't matter if rapes happen because blah 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 colonialism is real bad, right? Like he literally said that. Like I remember watching him say that. I've seen the clip a million times. So how is Fox rape TV?
I don't know. I have no idea where he's going with this.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
The candidates that it puts forward and defends, many of which are rapists. The hosts.
Okay. So this is the slander part. He is always like one of the things that he is most known for is slander. He loves to slander people. Most people don't check him on it, but he loves to make statements, statements of fact that have no evidence. Now, here you are literally accusing someone of a crime. If someone wanted to take, because you're accusing someone of a crime, you could be taken to court for this, right? He hasn't named a specific person yet, so he could, you could like as soon as he names someone, he would be on the hook for it, right? So he loves to do this. This is one of his favorite tactics, and this is why a lot of people don't fuck with him. This is why a lot of people are stepping away from him, becoming hands off, because he does this shit to anyone that doesn't agree, and everyone knows sooner or later, the second you don't agree, he's gonna do it to you.
Hosts on the network were such prolific rapists that the other women that were on the network had successfully sued them. Okay?
I don't know who he's
The
talking about.
idea this
Yeah, I don't know either.
this is now all of a sudden these fucking liberal blowhards endlessly pontificating about the dangers of sexual violence and sexual assault. They're one step removed from starting to talk about fucking rape culture. One of their rapist hosts is now the fucking Secretary of War. Pete Hegseth.
Okay. So now this is slander. This is slander. Unless he has a court case where the charge is rape and Pete Hegseth went to jail for it, which I don't think happened. This is literal slander. Let's see where it goes. But that's where it's going.
A Nazi tattoo on his motherfucking chest.
That's a lie. That's a lie. He has a crusader tattoo, which is a religious symbol, and it's a symbol of the Crusades. Like a lot of people like the Nazis did not use that in any of their uniforms. It's not part of any of this is bullshit. The Crusader tattoo is about the Crusades.
How is this a Nazi tattoo? What is he talking
He's
about?
lying. He's lying. He loves to lie. He loves to lie. He has even said, "Hey, lying is OP. OP means overpowered. It's like the gamer thing. Like lying is OP. Like he loves to lie. This is why a lot of people hate him."
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna upload this on AI. I'm gonna say, what is the meaning of this tattoo? Explain it to me in one line. Okay, so I'm gonna see what AI. I just uploaded this on AI and see what. Okay, so it's like the large symbol on his chest is Jerusalem cross, Crusader cross, which historically represented the kingdom of Jerusalem and traditionally symbolizes Christ and the four gospels spreading to the four corners of the earth, or the five wounds of Christ. So what does this got to do with Nazism?
Nothing. He's lying.
I know. I'm just gonna check it though.
I am directing my passion at Hassan's lies. Let me redirect. It came out wrong.
No, it's okay.
I don't like that.
I ask AI, is it a Nazi symbol? And the AI is saying, no, it is a historical Christian symbol dating back to the Middle Ages. Though, like many historical symbols, it has occasionally been co-opted by certain modern far-right or extremist groups. Oh, kind of like the swastika being taken from Eastern Asian religions. Like
But
Buddhism.
remember, they said modern, so they did. It doesn't say Nazi in the answer. Co-opted within co-opted, it doesn't say that the Nazis co-opted it, right?
Yes, you're right. Yes.
So it was never Nazi.
Yeah. Okay. Justin with the super chat saying, and these Marxists accuse the right of tribalism. All these people know it is deflection and projection, nothing but a bunch of bitter narcissists. Yeah,
correct.
Much.
Thank you, Justin.
Correct. Thank you, Justin. Okay, let's continue with this.
A Nazi tattoo that actually got dinged by the National Guard, which stopped him from participating at the inauguration as security detail. Something he wrote about in a motherfucking book.
Whose inauguration? Biden? Biden, who didn't like Christians? Biden, who had the FBI chase Christians and designates Christians organizations as terrorist groups? Because there was a lot of problems with Biden. One of the problems with Biden was his instructions and his Department of Justice instructions against Christians. So the only thing that proves is persecution of Christians. Because he's talking about the president. You see how he's doing here. The trick here is to get you to think that it's the current president. That's the trick. You see what I'm saying? He doesn't say which president. Go back a little bit.
A Nazi tattoo that actually got dinged by the National Guard, which stopped him from participating at the inauguration as security detail. Something he wrote about in a motherfucking book.
Okay, so inauguration, that means who wasn't in charge yet? Who's getting inaugurated? Trump.
And he was such a prolific rapist that his own mother sent him an email begging him to stop raping.
This seems like absolute bullshit. This seems like absolute bullshit. Like he's probably going off some leak that he got of somewhere, someone claiming. I would need to see proof of this. I don't believe him at all. I don't believe him at all because he is constantly lying. Like this guy lies like he's breathing. You know he's lying because his lips are moving.
So here, I could ask you, did Pete Hegseth's mother email him asking him to stop raping? Look this up and give me a short one-line answer. So, see, we could just double-check this. Well, no. Okay, so here's the answer. No, Pete Hegseth's mother did not email him asking him to stop raping. She sent a 2018 email calling him an abuser of women during a bitter divorce, which she retracted hours later and later stated was written out of emotional anger. So there you go. See?
So this is family drama about a divorce because maybe the wife was claiming stuff to the mom and mom was kind of believing it a little bit. Nothing proven in court. Baby mama drama, divorce shit. And you know how this goes. Sometimes bitter mamas do anything and everything to get the rest of your family against you. Like I know this shit it happens. It does happen.
See, guys, see how easy it is to just check these things. It's so easy.
But do you see how he states it as fact? Like the chat should notice. See how he's stating this as facts without giving you like context.
Problem also is now the Secretary of War. That guy used to be a host on this network for years. And they're over here talking about, wow, I can't believe it. The Democrats did this. I can't believe the Democrats did this. Part of me is like I think it's unconscionable to have a candidate like this. But the other part of me is like, these guys are always going to win politics. You know what I mean? They're just always going to win. They're shameless.
Okay, another thing that's going on here is that this is very much hypocrisy on his term. He used to have bro tips. He used to be very much one of these macho guys, fuck as many women as you can type of guys before he did his little virtue signaling shift. Another thing is that he has admitted that he enjoys the services of basically ladies of the night that charge him for his time. He has admitted that he did so at a brothel in Berlin. Now, that particular brothel, and there's a lawyer that goes over the court case, was found guilty of trafficking minors into that trade. So he's sitting here virtue signaling about this. But what he has in his past, and some people claim, is that he admitted that he goes to these places and that he went to that place in Berlin where he got serviced, right? He says, yes, it's real work. Sex work is real work, blah, blah, blah. But there's court cases that document what that place did, and what they did was illegal, right? The lawyer's name is Andrew Esquire. His channel is Legal Mindset. I would recommend it. He covers a lot of things. And he covered that because he's a lawyer that speaks German. So when he's reading the reports on that German court case, he's not only a corporate lawyer, he understands the language, and he went over how full of shit Hassan is.
Okay. That was, by the way, Monkey, you have some really good responses to all of this. This is why you guys in the chat, you guys appreciate me finding all of this garbage and watching Monkey chimp out over them. I think I enjoy it a lot. So that's why, I mean, it's not me, to be honest. I use your super chats to pay this guy, this amazing guy that goes and finds these, and I bring them here. And I
want to pay him too. Maybe I need a little help.
Yes.
Not necessarily with this guy, but stuff like this.
Yes. It's pretty good, right? Like I think especially when it comes to the American stuff, I think Monkey has all the best responses. But now I don't want to do too much. And I've been showing you too much garbage. I know, like sometimes we don't want to overdo it because it's disgusting to look at these scum. So let's actually do some healing now, okay? Let's go and watch some. I wanted to bring this to you guys. I'm actually, my researcher wanted to show you guys this so that we could recover a little bit from all of this nonsense. This is a beautiful video from Muhammad Reza Shah, the last Shah of Iran before the fall of the Pahlavi dynasty. And the caption says, the late Shah loved Iran so deeply that he accepted exile in the hope that Iran might know peace. His love for Iran was greater than his attachment to power. Rather than drown his people in blood to preserve his throne, he chose to walk away from the land he loved. I kept on telling you guys, a lot of people keep accusing Muhammad Reza Shah of being evil dictator that oppressed his own people, but he could have easily crushed the 1979 Islamic Revolution. But he had so much love for his people that he decided that he'd rather not rule if ruling means that he has to shed the blood of his people. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I think this video of him is a video that hasn't been seen often. And I just wanted more people to see this and know the kind of man he was. So let me play this.
Try to avoid bloodshed when I left my country, but since I lived there, we have got off.
Do you think you can recover your power in Iran?
Yes.
Like you did in Turkey?
Ask God.
Oh, I'm American.
We look at this thing. I tried to avoid bloodshed when I left my country. And he says, but since I left there, we had a bloodbath. This is the man that we did not know. The Iranian people didn't know how good they had it when he was in power. So the reason why I also show this is because many people in the West don't know how good they have it. And we didn't appreciate how good we had it, and we lost everything. And I just wanted to, the reason why we're bringing you on these shows, we're bringing you these takes from, these Islamic forces and these Marxist and socialist forces. The reason why we keep showing you, I know a lot of you are disgusted by them and you're like, why are you showing this to us, Armin? We don't want to see this. The thing is that we have to see this because when our people were asleep, when all of this was growing in our country, the Iranian people many of them weren't paying attention until it was too late. So you guys need to not make our mistake. You need to make sure that you're aware of what's happening.
It would be a horrible mistake. I think he just sent a message out. His son, the prince, just sent a message out about 6 months ago. I don't know if you'd like to go over that. But what I think happened is that there was a unity, and people don't know this. The people who overthrow the government are the first to die. Once there is an established new government, that new government will kill all the people that put it in power, because those are the same people that would dare take them out of power. Right? If you're brave enough to overthrow the last government, you may be brave enough to overthrow the next one if you don't like it. So once the people that are in power get to power, all those people that are revolutionaries die. That's what happened to a lot of these leftists that align with the mullahs. They were the first to get it because they were the ones that were brave enough to do something about it. You got to be very careful when you align yourself with Islamists or communists because they only care about power.
Okay, Justin, I saw your super chat. I will read your super chat right after this video from Princess of Pahlavi.
6 months ago tonight, Tehran went dark. All of Iran went dark. And into that darkness, millions of Iranians walked out of their homes anyway.
January 8th and 9th were not just 2 nights of protest. They were the night Iran's silence broke. Millions came into the streets, into the squares, onto their rooftops. But the regime answered them with bullets. Tens of thousands of my compatriots were killed in those 48 hours. Tens of thousands more have been arrested, tortured, and sentenced to die since. They came out determined and brave. I think of them every day. On those 2 nights, I lost countrymen I will never get to meet. I do not hear a statistic when I hear the number 40,000. I see a son who did not come home to his mother, a daughter who will not sit at her family's table again. I think of each of them the way I would think of my own child, my own brother, my own sister. I carry the weight of every one of those names. But the families of the fallen I meet with, week after week, hearten our nation's will to carry on. Their children did not die in vain. They died for freedom, and they died with pride. History will remember what these men and women did. I will make sure of it. Like the resistance who stood against tyranny in occupied Europe, and like the revolutionaries who fought for liberty in America. But theirs was a particular bravery. They had no army, no air cover, nothing but the belief in what they stood for. They stood anyway. A united nation choosing to face the guns together rather than to live one more day in fear. The men and women of the 8th and 9th of January will be remembered in Iran's history as the greatest generation that preferred to die free and standing than to live coward on their knees. To the international community, I ask this: do not let a negotiating table in Geneva or Islamabad erase what happened in the streets of Tehran, Mashhad, and Kermanshah. They died for freedom. And when they are free, the Strait of Hormuz will open, the nuclear threat will end, and we will have true peace. I have told my compatriots, what you did on January 8th and 9th cannot be undone. Together, we will reclaim our country's rightful place in the world, our national dignity, and honor the lives of our heroes. Now is the time to reassess, regroup, and rededicate ourselves to victory. We honor the fallen by finishing what they started. A free Iran is no longer a matter of hope, it is a matter of fact. And know that my brave compatriots are not just fighting for their own liberation, but for the peace and stability of the world. Wow. Amazing. Every time he comes and speaks, he basically clarifies everything and makes us up completely aligned on what positions we need to be taking and what the messaging should be.
You know what I thought was very important there? Reassess and regroup. That's like if you're talking to people reassess and regroup for what upcoming. Like if you go a little bit, that was really near the end, but I think it's very important to remember that. Like if I was in Iran and I hear reassess and regroup, it's like, okay, I'm hearing bombing happening, I'm hearing reassess and regroup. That just says to me, like, make sure you have all your stuff ready in case you need to come out and speak or whatever you're gonna do. I don't want to be too specific, but you know what I mean. And reassess and regroup is a very important part of any strategy you're trying to implement, and for planning. I sent you a little something on Telegram. I don't know if you want to check that out.
Yeah, I will. But also, is it about this? Because we're hearing explosions.
I don't know
what-
about this source, but I got it from, yes, I got basically this, but from open source intel, which they've been somewhat reliable, but it's like the exact same text.
Yes. So we're hearing explosions in Chabahar in the Sistan and Baluchistan province in Iran. I'm hearing some other people talking about explosions in some other places, but I haven't seen that being confirmed yet. But probably true. But we'll see if they get confirmed as well. But this is the one that is being confirmed so far. So tonight is going to be, guys. It seems like today we're going to have a very tense, fiery ceasefire, I guess. Yeah, this is what Monkey sent me from open source intel. But yeah, Shin is a really good source. I'm looking at Vahid online to see if I'm going to get any other updates. Vahid online is on Telegram mostly. I'm not seeing any updates from him, but pretty sure soon we're going to see more stuff. Thank you, by the way, Monkey, for keeping an eye on this. And the chat also, you guys are amazing. I saw somebody in the chat saying Boucher and Ahvaz. Yeah, I didn't hear that yet or so far, but I'm not saying it's wrong. But so far, I'm saying only Chabahar and Sistan Baluchistan, but I wouldn't be surprised if those are happening as well. But yeah, we're very active. Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Very active night tonight. So, guys, we're going to have streams coming up with Ali later today. So make sure you subscribe to Liberty Politics, because all of this, by then, we're going to have a lot more detail regarding what's happening right now. And we're going to be covering that with Ali later today. However, right now, if you guys want to talk about what's happening now, we're going to go to our Liberty Politics discussion group. We're going to be discussing this in about 15 minutes from now. So make sure you join our discussion group. Let me actually give you the link. And I haven't forgotten that you're a super chat, Justin. I'm going to respond to it soon. But here's a link. I put the link to our discussion group in the chat. We're going to have a group call in about 15 minutes. So, and if you guys want to come talk about this, the kinetic military activity that is happening, come talk to us there in the group call also. But if you don't want to join the group call and you just want to listen to our group call, what you could do is on Liberty Politics, you could see the live segment is coming up soon, and we're going to be broadcasting it live on Liberty Politics, so you could just watch it there. But the link to the discussion group is in the QR code in the top left. It's in the chat. It's in the description. It's also on Liberty Politics bio section over here. Also, other than that, Monkey already passed the halfway mark for his channel.
Yes.
But we need to get him to 1,000 subscribers so that he could monetize his channel. So here's the link in the chat to his channel. So
I'm going to try to get 25 more today. Try to get 550.
550. Okay. It's good that you're setting a goal every day. We got 2 super chats, and guys, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification and do all the things. We really are grateful to all the people who subscribe, hit the bell notification, and also share our shows to your friends, your enemies, to guys, gals, and circles, anybody, to your pet fish, whatever. Just get
That's
the
a
word
funny
out there.
banner we got down there.
Right. Oh yeah. Oh, what is that?
What does that say? It seems a little funny.
Yeah. Oh, this is about the other show that yeah, it's okay, never mind. Let me just remove that. It's about the Persian show that we had. Okay, so Justin, thank you so much for the super chat, saying again, I mentioned this before, but if the Shah was a dictator, name one other dictator that voluntarily gave up their power. Just one other. It proves the Shah wasn't a dictator. Exactly. Yeah. What kind of a dictator, when he says the people don't want him, just goes and gives up his power for the sake of the people, because he sees that. Yeah, exactly. Can you think of any other dictator that just willingly gave up their power? I mean, I know
No, and the dictator tries to change laws to gain power. The Shah didn't change any law. He did everything legally. Everything he did was legal, and he was within his powers when he acted. So there is a lot of revisionism about this, and I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, and the Shah the Shah was always mindful of not causing an Islamic revolution, so he had to be worried about like people's Islamic feelings all the time. But one thing that he pushed for against the wishes of the mullahs was giving the woman the right to vote and the right to education. And this was something that was very unpopular among the Islamically minded people in Iran back then. But he pushed for it and gave women the right to vote. So given how dangerous this was for his position to push for this, he still did it. And it's interesting, people, Muhammad Reza Shah, when he was king, half of the people in Iran could not vote. So the people who call Muhammad Reza Shah a dictator, he against his own interest pushed for doubling the size of the people in Iran who could vote. That's not what a dictator would do. That's not, if you call that a dictator, like that word has lost all its meanings.
It reminds me of when Takaishi called for a snap election so the people could decide, on who the next electoral representative should be. They called her a dictator for it, but she was just letting the people represent who they wanted, and she was using her power. This was within the rule that the power that she had. So a lot of people misrepresent what the law is and what a dictator is when it suits them.
Yeah. So guys, what the people in the chat, they were saying that there were explosions in other places. So we got several. Sheen is confirming that there are several explosions in Bandar Abbas in the Hormuzgan province. So far we got confirmation in Chabahar for explosion in the Chabahar in the Sistan Baluchistan province, and now we got another confirmation for Bandar Abbas. And then we have last super chat, Justin again. Thank you so much, Justin, saying, have we heard of any civilian casualties in these latest strikes, particularly Chabahar? Not that I have seen. Have you seen anything like that, Monkey? I'll ask Ali as well.
I haven't seen anything like that, but I see a report here from Open Source East Intel that you might want to check out. I just saw it. It's from 59 minutes ago, but it seems to be from U.S. official, so I'm not really sure. I want you to check it out. Tell me what you think.
Okay, bringing it up right now. Here, okay. U.S. official on I-24 News saying, we are preparing for weeks, oh my God, of strikes in Iran. We're ready for this scenario. Everything we need is already in place. So this is great. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do it. It might all be a way to pressure the Islamic Republic to basically stop misbehaving. But it also might mean that we're gonna have like heavy military operations in the next couple of weeks. It could mean, but it could go both ways. Do you agree with that?
I thank you for tempering my expectations, because I might just go like woohoo and think that this is a sure thing. But we got to keep our expectations tempered.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Hopefully this ends up being bigger than before. We'll see. Again, we're going to be looking at this, and we're going to be discussing this in about 40 minutes in our group call, in our discussion group. So don't miss that as well. Make sure you subscribe to Liberty Politics. Make sure you subscribe to Monkey. Hit the bell notification, because subscribing is not good enough. And guys, when you hit the bell notification, make sure you select all, because if you don't select all, YouTube is going to say like, okay, apparently you're not very serious about this channel. Okay, you said if
comment.
You select, yes, and comment as well. Yes, fantastic. Okay, guys, so we're about to go, and we're gonna come back soon. So see you guys in about 40 minutes, and until then,
I'm Israel. Hi.
Slava Ukrainian. Cuba Libre. Long live
America.
Javicha. Payande.
Iran.
See See you guys soon.